Hello there, and welcome to the first live stream of the channel. I'm really excited to get going, and what I would like to do today is I would like to take... Oh God, go get some cover. I would like to take some questions and give some answers, and I've got a series of questions already prepared for me to answer, but I'd love to take some questions from you guys about absolutely anything or anything you'd like me to talk about. We can steer the conversation in that route. So I've got the first question here. If you could talk to your younger self for 5 minutes, what would you say? So that's quite a tough question, really. Only having 5 minutes to talk to myself is not much time at all. But I think the thing that I would say to my younger self is to just have the confidence to do things on your own. I'm the type of person that if there wasn't someone to do something with, I would find myself not having the motivation to really do absolutely anything, to be honest. Even just video games or going skateboarding or whatever it was. Even some stuff that I wanted to do. If there was no one to do it with, then I just had no motivation to do it, and I'd end up just sitting there doing absolutely nothing. I'm not sure I shot him. And that's what I would tell myself. Just have the confidence to do things without friends. Be comfortable being on your own. If I only had 5 minutes, that's pretty much what I would say. So I've got a question here from Digital Nomad. Do you mind working all the way to your pension? So, I mean, that's a long way. And a little bit of me really thinks that I won't live long enough to actually use a pension, if I'm honest. I've lived with a chronic disease, and I do get worried that it will, finish me off by the time I get to the age of getting a pension. And who's to say when I reach the age of getting to access my pension that that'll even be the same age? And maybe by the time I'm, 67 or whatever, the pension age will be in my 70s. So that's what I think. So I've got a message from YLearn here. Well done on your channel success, Jake. I remember watching your YouTube analytics video a while back. Much has changed since then. Thank you so much for joining the stream today. Funnily enough, I was actually watching one of your videos while I was on the toilet just now. So much respect, and I love watching your channel as well. Thanks for dropping in. Why do you never use the Thompson? So I just really love using guns that have the bolt action rifle. I just think they're really cool. I do have a backup here, the PPSH, I think that's what it's called, but I like using guns that I think are cool, and I think this is a cool gun, I must say. Oh, there we go. Right, so next question we've got here is, what's a game you wish you could experience for the first time again? The first game that comes to mind is Subnautica. If you haven't played Subnautica, it's sort of like underwater Minecraft, but it's quite a scary game as well. You can build just like in Minecraft, you can explore, but it's the fact that you're at the bottom of the ocean, you don't know what's going on, there's all these noises happening. It's a kind of a scary experience playing Subnautica. It's not intended to be a horror game, but there's a sense of wonder when you're underneath the sea. And that's definitely a game I'd like to play again for the first time, because I must have been a couple of weeks I was really into playing Subnautica. And for those couple of weeks, oh God, why is everyone just sat there? For those couple of weeks, I was just completely enraptured by the game. It was all I was thinking about. It's all I wanted to do. Get rid of that guy with a grenade. So a lot of these maps, I get a lot of comments saying, oh, how are you playing COD 2? Now, I didn't even know these were COD 2 maps, because I just joined this server called, it's like Old Gits Having Fun, and it just so happens that a lot of these maps are from COD 2 or COD 3, but I wouldn't even know that, because the first COD that I played was Black Ops 1. Well, technically it was World at War, but online split screen was Black Ops 1. So question here, how did you find a job where you were capable? Were you trained on the site or expected to perform from day one? So my route through the world of work has been a bit strange, I guess. I mean, my first job was My real first job was working in a care home, and that's because my mum worked there. She sort of got me in, and that was just as a healthcare assistant. And then I sort of left the world of work, came back, I was a cleaner, and I hated doing that cleaning job. That was like going around cleaning communal areas. It wasn't until later, like when I was a self-employed videographer, that I was using my skills. And that's just because from a young age I was always making videos. And that was purely just because I happened to meet the right person who was looking to expand what he was doing, and we connected. But in terms of being employed, like the job that I do now, really I got a lot of that experience through what I was doing as a self-employed videographer. So the work I was doing was around mental health and working with the NHS, and I learnt a lot about the healthcare system. And at first I applied to work in a hospital, and I thought I don't want to become a healthcare assistant again. And then I ended up working in a college, which is where I am now. And yeah, a lot of that experience I got through being a videographer. Which is, you wouldn't think those two things are related, but it was the field that I was focusing on. Like a lot of the work I was doing towards the end was about autism and neurodivergence, and that's who I mostly work with where I work today. So, question here from Ian, long-time viewer. What was the most difficult game/gaming achievement experience you can remember? Most difficult gaming achievements. It's been a long time since I went for achievements. There was a period of my life where achievements were the thing to hunt, and it was the reason why I turned on my Xbox. I wanted to get achievements. I wanted to 1000G games. I'd say Dark Souls was one that I'm quite proud of doing. Like I'd like to load up my account and look at the achievement list and see, oh, I've got 1000G on Dark Souls 1. It just made me happy. Was it hard? I don't know, because I mean I played it with you, Ian. We played it co-op, and playing Dark Souls co-op really reduced the difficulty. So I wouldn't say it was the most difficult thing. Oh, I thought I got him. In terms of difficulty, I'd actually say StarCraft 2. Mostly because I don't like doing 1v1 games in StarCraft 2, and oh, somehow I shot that guy. And I just found it really intimidating. I found StarCraft 1v1 very intimidating, but when I got some of those portraits, you unlock portraits for a set amount of wins. So say I won 10 1v1s, as there's a race called the Protoss. Say I won 10 games of them, I get a portrait. Right, so oh, I'm playing terribly while trying to answer these questions. Mongfish says, just recently found your channel. Really enjoyed the chill introspective videos. Question, should I give in and go buy some snacks from the local shop, or should I resist? The me of today would say resist and make something healthy from your fridge. But I'm a bit of a diet stickler these days. And if you want to get some snacks, then get some snacks. Sometimes part of the fun of getting snacks is just going to the shop and having a reason to go out. So go get some snacks if that's what you want. Or have a banana like I've got right here. Right, so Comrade Reptiloid says, interesting. Do you find that most of your patients are avid gamers? Like 8+ hours daily? Patients? Well, when I worked in a care home, they were mostly older people. If you're talking about when I work in the college, there are some gamers, and I find it easier to talk to those students because we have like an immediate thing. They're like, oh, you know about games. Oh, and then we end up talking about Call of Duty or whatever game that they're currently playing. Usually it's like Roblox or Fortnite, which I'm not too big on Fortnite, if I'm honest, and I've never played Roblox, so I haven't got much to say about those games, but they love telling me about it. There's so many games within Roblox that it's quite fascinating in itself. There we go. So next question. What console are you playing World at War on? I'm not playing on a console, I'm playing it on Steam. There's loads of servers here. It's not like on the console where you click search, it finds a game. You have to go through a server browser. And in the server browser, they're all community maps. I've got shot in the back. So, yes, that's how I play it. Loads of games still on here. I really like this server in particular. And I know I get a lot of comments from people saying, oh, how are you playing these maps? It's just a server. I haven't downloaded any mods or anything. They're all done on the server side, I believe. For instance, this one has mods that allow bots. Some of it, like these are all the players. There's quite a few players, but there's also a few bots in there just to keep the servers alive. So Mongfish says, thanks, I will have a banana with some yogurt. That sounds like a great idea. That's actually a snack that I have regularly. I don't know if you've ever tried it, but I do like a bit of kefir. That's a fermented milk. It's very good for the gut. Oh god, how did I miss him? Terrible. I'm not good at this game, but I do like it. There's something about this game. One of the questions on my list is why are you playing Call of Duty World at War? And it was just a game that I always felt like had a strong vibe. Really? There you go, you get stabbed. Hello there. Yeah, it's just World at War was a game that I felt like had a strong vibe to it. You know, when you get blown up, you see your legs explode. It's got like a very oppressive soundtrack to it. It makes that feeling of being at war feel very visceral, which I really like. And it's got nostalgia because I used to play the zombies mode a lot when I was younger. And that's all still there. And I love that you can just hop into these servers and have games. I thought I saw someone there. There we go. Are you into arena FPS high octane style games, or do you prefer stuff like COD and Counter-Strike where movement and map control is not as fun? So I used to love arena shooters like Quake 3. I talked about that in a recent video actually. But I never played it online. I always played it offline against bots. Now part of that might have been because I grew up as an Apple Mac gamer, so there wasn't many games available to me, but Quake 3 Team Arena was one of those games. But I find myself playing these sort of games most of the time purely because there's other people that I know who play them as well, like Rainbow Six Siege is one I still play. Played that the other night. Oh god. Suddenly there's a grenade flying at me. I mean, I don't mind arena shooters. One that I tried semi-recently was called Splitgate, which was kind of like Halo. I guess it was like Halo with portals that you could use, like a portal gun. Yeah, but mostly these sorts of games, I must say. If I'm playing a shooter... How did I shoot him? Well, oh, right, let's catch up with some of the questions. I actually have Kvarg. Yes, I've seen that in the shop. I think it's similar to kefir. It's a little bit thicker, I think. Isn't it made of quark? I believe. I'm not really sure. I'm probably saying that incorrectly. So, Q Bellas says, I remember playing lots of United Offensive. I haven't played that, I must say. Do you experience gaming burnout? For me personally at the moment, I've literally zero energy to even thinking about gaming. This happens to me all the time. And I think it's because I've been gaming for so much of my life that when I'm thinking what do, I default to, oh, I should play a video game. And I might not even be in the mood to play a video game, but when I don't know what to do, I start just looking at my gaming library and trying to find a game to play, even though I'm just not in the mood to play. Even though I'm just not in the mood to play a video game whatsoever. And yeah, a lot of it really comes down to, do I have people to play it with? Luckily, this game in particular, I enjoy playing it on my own, which I'm thankful for, because there's not many games I like playing on my own. Sorry, just doing a little duel here. There we go. Oh, I didn't know you could get up there. But yes, I do get gaming burnout, and I try and take a step back from playing games, and I end up getting bored and looking at my games list, and then just staring at the Steam store. Oh god, that guy scared me. Just staring at the Steam store. That's something happens to me a lot, and my fiance will be like, oh, let's play something, let's do something, and I'll just be staring at my Steam library, staring at the store, looking for any sort of experience that seems interesting to me, and none of them capture my interest. So next question, what is your take on hustle culture? Do you feel like you might be falling into some related traps? hustle culture, I can't say I've ever been part of hustle culture. If anything, I've been anti-hustle culture in a way. Oh god, it's getting chaotic in here. Oh no, my legs blew up. Yeah, so I mean, you know, I made that video, I never wanted a job. And that was, I wasn't lying, I didn't want a job and I tried to avoid working as much as possible. I didn't want to work for most of my life, and it's only... Oh, how have I missed that? It's only in the past year and a half. It's been a year and a half already where I've said, I'm going to make YouTube videos, because that's something that's been in the back of my mind since, well, going back a lot of my life now. So I've been wanting to make YouTube videos only in the past year and a half. I made myself make videos every week. Let's see if I can get that turret guy. So, have I fallen guilty of becoming part of hustle culture now? I don't think so, because it's more just I just want to meet my own expectations where I can think, I actually gave it a go. I actually tried to make YouTube videos instead of just ignoring that I've wanted to do it most of my life. I don't know if that really answers the question, but I can't say I'm really part of hustle culture. Excuse me. Right, so streaming in 4K 60, that's pretty wild. Who's your internet provider? Please don't say Virgin Media. It's Sky. Yeah, I'm hoping that the quality comes across quite well. It's the first time I've streamed to this channel, and it was a bit of a faff to set up, I must say. Have you ever played Elder Scrolls games? Yes, I have played Skyrim. Played that through about 4 times. I have played Oblivion. But as with any of the games that I like playing, what made it fun was one of my friends was just like a walking encyclopedia of the game. And my first experience of playing Skyrim was actually watching him play Skyrim. And he'd just make it kind of really entertaining. It was like having a streamer in my bedroom. My friend just knew everything about the game. He would do all sorts of silly stuff that made me laugh. And it just made it a really enjoyable experience, so much so that I played Skyrim myself. Whoa, my leg just blew up there. And I ended up playing it through a couple of times. And Oblivion, again, the reason why I enjoyed Oblivion was because my friend was just so knowledgeable about it in an entertaining way. He would make a good streamer, to be honest. Your voice is amazing, bro, in my opinion. Oh, thank you very much. My voice is actually getting quite sore doing this for some reason. Does your videos where you talk about different things and using gameplay backgrounds, I think I'm misreading this, how YouTube categorises these videos, gaming or storytelling? Well, I have to choose the category and I can never really find one that really fits it, so I just choose gaming. So if you're planning on making videos yourself, making these sorts of gaming videos actually hampers the amount of money you can earn from it. You earn so much less if you choose gaming, but I can't think of any other way to categorise it. I used to categorise all my old videos as people and blogs, and I've got a lot of videos of me talking about fitness and health or whatever it is, and they're all people and blogs. Is this Cold War? Oh, is this COD World at War? Yes, it is. Sorry, I can't read. It is World at War. Hello, topics for gossip, hello there. Thanks for joining everyone, this is amazing by the way. Actually having people watching the stream, that's absolutely amazing. So thank you so much to everyone who's coming out to listen to me ramble today. Oh, where did he go? One thing, just before I get to your question, Monkfish, one thing I've been really considering is playing Warcraft 3 lately. I don't know if any of you know Grubby Warcraft, but I've been absolutely addicted to watching his videos, and Warcraft 3 was a game I played many years ago, and I've been really thinking about playing that. RTS is one of the genres I absolutely love. Right, so, question. Well, I've got a random one for you. If you had to suddenly move to another country, non-English speaking, where would you move, and what would your plan be for surviving? And it can't be an English speaking one. I'm not really sure, because a lot of places speak English. I've always wanted to move somewhere colder, like, I I've always been up for going to sort of like Sweden or Finland area, but they do speak English there, so I really don't know. It'd be a tough one. With so many parts of the world speaking English. I mean, that would be my answer though. I would move somewhere up there. Which is, I guess it's not that far away from where I am now. Right, how do you play Call of Duty World War multiplayer? I load it up on Steam and I click play multiplayer. And there's a bunch of servers there. Loads of community maps. I'm not playing it on console. It's on my PC. Right, so next question. And do you think it's the topic you talk about that matters the most? Also the video and the visuals? Well, yeah, what I'm saying is makes a huge difference. I'm completely missing the bullets here. But yeah, it all comes down to the topic I'm talking about. The topic, the title. But if I'm not talking about interesting things, then no one's going to stick around to watch the video. And at the end of the day, if you're really interested in talking about something that people are interested in, the title and thumbnail could be rubbish, but people might still listen to what you have to say. Okay, so I'm getting a bit lost with the questions here. How do you know that students you are talking to are not overdiagnosed? That's got nothing to do with me. I'm not part of any diagnosis process. And at the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me whether they're diagnosed or not. I'm just there to help them. And a lot of people are lonely and they just want to share their interests and have someone to talk to. And that's a lot of what I do. And that's a lot of where I get the value in what I do. It's just helping people out. And they help me out because it's a job that gets me out of the house. Otherwise I spend all my time here. I spend so much time at the computer, whether it be in working, so I've got other stuff that I do at the computer, or whether it's gaming or watching YouTube videos. I spend most of it at home, not talking to many people. I might talk to like a couple of people in any given day, but when I go to work, there's loads of people there, and it forces me to be social, and that's where I get a lot of the satisfaction from, and that's why in the video I say it helped me with a sense of purpose. And I've been getting a lot of comments from people that have been really bogging me down, where they'll say that's all I go on about. Apparently I say it in every video, but that's just because it's true. I'm just stabbing everyone right now. So yeah, the comments were really bogging me down actually the past week. Especially, I released a video which was sort of along the same lines as the I never wanted a job video, and I had quite a bad negative reception to it. So I honestly thought I should never have released that video. I thought maybe people would want to hear it again. Well, not again, I had some other things to say, but yeah, I get a little bit bogged down with the comments. Luckily things have been a bit more positive the past few days. Right, let's catch up. I think your video, I never wanted a job, went viral because the topic you talk about and not because it... No, yeah, you're absolutely right there. But what do you think? Would it still go viral if you recorded another game? I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, it feels easier to watch these sort of videos. I find them easy to watch back. So that's a good sign. If I find it easy to watch back, then other people probably find it easy. Completely missed that. But that topic just came out of... I had a little brainstorming session downstairs with my fiance, and I was just like, what can we talk about? Because I really wanted to make a push and make some content that people want to watch. And at the end of that brainstorming session, I just wrote on the whiteboard, I never wanted a job. It just came to mind. So I was thinking back to all the times when people be like, what do you want to do when you're older? What do you want to be? What job do you want? I didn't want to do anything, so that's just an idea that came at the end of the session, and it just happened to blow up. It was insane. But yes, it's the topic. I think if I recorded it and I was playing, GTA, driving around, maybe it would have had the same impact. I honestly have no idea. It's all completely random to me. So, Rory Dog 02, I'm from the UK, but I live in Norway. It's expensive here. Well, that's good to know that it's expensive, but yeah, I just like the idea of moving there because it's a little bit colder, and I find it... I don't deal with the summer very well, I must say. So, Arth Shanktooth, I hope I said that right. Yo, dude, I have the same feeling that COD, this game, World at War, aged so good, new ones suck. The thing I find really irritating about new Call of Duties is the amount of waiting you have to do. Do I know this map? I have no idea. It's the amount of waiting. Like, I remember they released a World War II, another World War II game, and the amount of waiting you have to do in that game felt absurd. It would load up a menu before you get into the game where you see your characters and the other people in the game. I just found that so irritating. So much waiting. Oh, he's up there, is he? I don't know this map at all. But yes, these older games, you click play, you're in the game. Got him. And that's what I like about it. And it runs well. You don't need a top-of-the-range computer. You can just click play and you get into a game. Wow, I tripped up there. I do not know how I got him there. So I'm recovering from a flu, so I have to keep muting to cough. Right, next question. Where were we? Whoa, I've missed out on quite a lot here. Sorry, guys. Combat Jones, congrats on your recent success, mate. Thank you very much. It was completely unexpected. Yes, this is World at War. Old Call of Duty. COD 5, I believe. What about your living standards? Are you okay living frugally? Are you bound by obligations to other people? Well, I've never had much money, so I'm used to living frugally. I'm blessed to have a living situation that allows me to save a bit of money, even though my wage is quite low. So I'm just trying to save as much money as I can, and hopefully one day I can get a mortgage or something. But at the minute, I'm just trying aggressively saving. That's my tactic at the minute. Aggressively save, aggressively put money aside, and try to spend as little as possible. And I guess playing an old game works into that. That way, you don't have to buy new games. You can just play the ones you already own and save some money there. Where were we on the questions? Rory Dog, I have to go to Sweden once a month to buy food and snooze. Oh, how interesting. What is it? Fika. That's the only thing I know about. Well, not the only thing I know about Sweden, but I've got a Swedish friend I play World of Warcraft with, and for some reason we joke about Fika quite a lot. So this is a good question. How do you not get embarrassed talking about private topics? This is why I found the comments so hard to deal with, because my approach has just been to be like radically honest in a way. Just talk about things that I've felt in the past, because I've been alive for 32 years now. I've experienced a lot of oh, there's someone up there. I've experienced a lot of emotions, a lot of down times, a lot of moments where I felt really low, and I've come out the other side of that. And at the minute I'm in quite a positive headspace, but I feel like being the age I am is almost the perfect time to reflect on the past. Luckily I've always been a bit of a truth teller. I find it hard to lie. Some would say that lying is a sign of intelligence, so perhaps that means I'm not very intelligent. But I find that I can't help but tell the truth a lot of the time. And honestly, the moment my channel started getting views is when I stopped having a block and I started just telling the truth. And I guess people connect with people who tell the truth. Maybe that's how people found my video, because I started telling the truth, stopped masking. And it's not even like I was intentionally masking, it's just like I would just choose certain topics that I know a lot about, like fitness or diet, and no one wanted to hear what I had to say because I guess it comes across as a bit preachy. And I just started talking about things that I did, things that I learned, troubles that I've been through, worries that I've had, and what it was like. It's not so embarrassing because I'm on my own, I've got a microphone in front of me, but it's when I get negative comments on it, it feels almost like a personal attack on me, because I do feel very vulnerable. So yes, it's not for everyone. being committed to being honest, it's not for everyone, because it opens you up, and it opens you up to feeling vulnerable, and the comments can really affect you in that way. I hope that answered your question. That was a good question. So, do you play zombies? Did you play Black Ops 3 Zombies? Yes and yes. I love Black Ops 3 because I have it on Steam and I can play it split screen, and there's all those zombies maps. Why am I surrounded right now? Black Ops 3, I think that's the best zombies if you want to play split screen Black Ops, especially on PC, because I'm a PC gamer. And lately, well, say lately, it was about 3 months ago, I had a little spree where me and my fiance played every zombies map split screen. As soon as we lost, we move on to the next one. And I really enjoyed that. Let's just lob a grenade there. But yeah, I've played a lot of the CODs. I've never played COD 1, 2 and 3. But I have played pretty much all the other ones. So, next question. There's so many messages here, I've kind of lost where I was, so I'm just going to start from here. So NN says, hi, just to tell you, keep pushing forward. I listened to your videos where I could relate, and also was sharing your channel with my boyfriend who started his YouTube career and finds it difficult due to mental health. Well, thank you very much for sharing it, and I hope your boyfriend finds the confidence to keep going, because I wish I had all those years ago. You know, I've got all these old stupid gaming channels just lying there. If I had committed to sticking and being consistent with it, who knows? And I was making videos for about a year and a half before I suddenly got people watching. So you've just got to keep making, but make things that you find interesting. This is just my advice. Make things that you could watch back and listen and enjoy. Is that an enemy? Oh god, it is. I knew when I'd found something that worked for me, which was these sort of gaming commentary things, because I could sit on the toilet and watch my video back, and I'd end up listening to the whole thing. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Get the hell out of there. There's something about just talking about real things with Call of Duty gameplay. It seems to just universally work. It really does. But whatever game you find interesting, pop that on. I mean, you don't necessarily even have to do what I'm doing here. I'm just relating it to what I do. So, next one. I think there's a lot of random luck with YouTube. Yes, Ed, I think you're 100% correct there. I don't know how it works, other than, like, they say work on your thumbnails, work on your titles, work on the content. I mean, that's just try and be the best version of you that you can be, but at the end of the day, I just haven't got a clue. I don't really know how it works. I don't know why that one video blew up. That completely shocked me when I saw that, I must say. It absolutely blew my mind. Because I would typically get less than 100 views a day. Like, way less than that. And suddenly, views were coming in. It's died down a lot now. Which, you know, is to be expected. So, next one. I have succumbed to snooze too. Just feels so good. I can't say I've ever tried that, but I do have... Where is it? It's right here. Nicotine chewing gum. I'm not even a smoker. I've got a whole reason why I chew nicotine gum. And I don't really need to be honest, but... That's kind of like snooze, isn't it? So where's the next question? I will get better at this, I promise. Talking about buying new games, what's your stance on digital piracy? I mean, if you asked me that 15 years ago, I would have said I pirated every game I played. I mean, I pirated Skyrim before I bought it, and then I ended up buying it about 3 times. So they got their money from me. I used to see it as just, well, I didn't have the money to buy the game, and I wanted to make sure that it worked. So I would pirate most games going back then. Like, don't know if any of you remember the software LimeWire. Used to get games off of there, and because I was an Apple Mac user, it wasn't very likely that I got a virus. These days, I don't pirate any games. I buy them all. And some games do offer a demo, but it does hurt the wallet, I must say, with games being so expensive. But yeah, not anymore. They've kind of made the services more convenient now, where it's actually convenient to buy the game instead of pirating it. Okay, so next question. Keeps you awake and motivated at work too. What, the snooze? Norbij, I hope I said that right. Sorry if I didn't. Accepting yourself and who you are makes you stop being embarrassed, in my opinion. If you're going to care what others think, you will always find somebody that dislikes you. Yeah, you can't please everyone. And that has affected me in the past, where someone might have disagreed with me, and then that really affected me, because I don't like that feeling. I don't think anyone likes that feeling of like someone's annoyed at you, or you've made a mistake and you've hurt someone's feelings. It's a horrible feeling to feel like you've hurt someone's feelings. So I guess YouTube is a good lesson in that you can't... What's that person doing? YouTube's a good lesson in that you can't please everyone. Not everyone's going to like what you have to say. Not everyone's... Well, people won't even care what you have to say. That's fine, because they don't say it. If no one cares, then they don't say any bad things. But you got to see it as a positive. If you start hearing from comments saying, you know, you suck, you do this, it means people, they're actually paying attention to what you're saying. So it's a positive at the end of the day. And yes, you're right, you can't please everyone. Talking about... Oh no, I've read that one. I don't think lying is for the intelligent. Being open and honest at the risk of oversharing makes everything more interesting. I think it encourages those around you to do the same. It's just something I heard. It's more in children. If your child starts lying, apparently it's a sign that their brain's developing. And that message sort of just stuck in the back of my mind. Was I a good liar when I was a child? I don't think so. I've never been a good liar. To my own detriment to a lot of the time, because I'll say something and then get in trouble for it. Especially, this happened many times throughout my life with my fiance. I'll say something that, you know, I genuinely think, and it will be, oh, I shouldn't have said that. I'm in trouble now. So there are downsides to being an oversharer. And yeah, you shouldn't always overshare. You know, you've got to pick and choose when to share. Not everyone wants to hear what you've got to say. I guess that's part of reading the room. But when it comes to YouTube, it doesn't matter, because people choose to listen to you or not. I'm talking about in person. Is that a head? Oh, it most certainly is a head. And his head is dead. Wow, there's just a whole plethora of people down there. Okay, next question. Nicotine is a nootropic, isn't it? I would say yes if I remember what that means. But it's supposedly quite good for your brain. So I think you're correct in that one. Played COD 2 for hundreds of hours back in the day. Karatin was my favourite map. I don't know what map this is, to be honest. Like I said earlier, I never actually played COD 2. And I didn't even know that they were COD 2 maps until my video started getting views and people started telling me that it was. They were like, how is he playing COD 2? Is this COD 2? A lot of people will always be like, what game is this? They'll say, what game is this? And I fill out a form at the bottom of the YouTube video that says what game it is. So you should be able to scroll down. I don't know if on the stream or not, but on the YouTube videos, you should be able to scroll down and actually see that I'm playing Call of Duty World at War. Because I do fill that out. I try and remember to fill that out. So it always surprised me when people would say, what game is this? But I guess they didn't scroll down and see that. Right, the crazy thing is about YouTube Shorts, I've seen decent videos of 100 views and some crazy stupid video with 100 million views. Yes, I don't know how that works. You might make a great video and it doesn't get seen, I guess. Who knows? Ooh. Let me just try and get this guy before the end of the match. No, I got stuck on a tree. Okay, there we go. Right, next question. Now, did you got into the fitness sphere? The fitness sphere. Wow, I cannot speak English. Who influenced you to go into that route? So, my journey into fitness, that started when I was 26, so it's a bit late. Well, I felt like it was late. I've actually made a video about how I felt like it was too late, and it wasn't. Anyway, it was just because my friend said, do you want to come to the gym with me? And I was like, okay. I just said yes. I went to the gym, and I ended up just going every week, and I stayed in the gym, and suddenly what I thought was too late is now turned into 7 years of lifting in the gym, which I did not expect. And genuinely, at the age of 26, I thought I'm bloody old getting into this. I've got no upper body strength for what I shouldn't be in the gym. But you know, suddenly time's going to pass no matter what. So getting myself in the gym was, you know, that was a huge positive to my life. And that's all thanks to my friend just asking me if I wanted to go to the gym. And then that led to this whole, you know, you end up watching YouTube. Well, I ended up watching YouTube for, you know, whatever I'm into. And that ended up with me watching channels like Athlean X. There was a channel called Juji Mufu. All sorts of channels. And then I just learned like all about compound lifts, all about powerlifting, all sorts of stuff. And there was just a whole thing. There's a whole thing that I was really into. I was completely wild about powerlifting for a long time. I don't lift like that anymore, but I'm still in the gym. I went this morning. It's just part of who I am now. Just I go to the gym. That's really what it came down to. It just became like my identity in a way. And it's been a huge positive. Whoa! What's he thinking? Right, next question. Where was I? There's quite a few messages here. You could put a game in the video title and people would still ask. Oh, probably. Because they might not have read the title. This map looks fantastic for World at War, I must say. I've played this map a few times. I know it doesn't look like it because I just got shot, but something about it, like the shading or whatever, just looks like a new game. Oh my god, he was alive! Thought I'd just take a chance. It looked like a body. Okay, going back to the questions. Watching your growth after the last couple of months has been insane. Yeah, I mean, it has been insane. Your videos are very relatable. A lot of us feel the way you describe in the videos. Salut from the US. Well, thank you so much, Kushi, for watching. It's really good to hear. I mean, I think that's what anyone wants from making YouTube videos, is that's for someone to relate to what they're saying. So it's absolutely amazing, and thank you so much for watching and listening to my ramblings from my strange voice, my strange British voice. Oh, come on, I thought I got him. Okay, so do you work on one video at a time, or do you have a bunch planned out? At the minute, I'm writing 2 video scripts. I'm actually writing one about Subnautica. I want to try and make a longer video about that. And what's the other one I'm working on? I can look at my script right now and tell you. Oh, Getting Older is Lonely. What do you guys think about that? Since you're here and I can ask you, as you've got older, have you found that you've got more lonely? That's basically what I'm talking about in the video, how when I was in school, you know, I'm surrounded by people. Whether this church looks like a Elden Ring space. Anyway, when I was in school or college, you know, I'm surrounded by people on a daily basis. Whether they're part of your friend group or not, it's like there's just that presence of lots of people. Now, I'm surrounded by not very many people, other than when I'm at work, obviously. But other than that, I talk to very few people. My friend group's very small, which is, you know, it does make me feel very lonely at times. So that's what I'm making a video about, and I'd love to know what you guys think. And just while I put that question out there to you guys, I'll answer the next question. Do you have students who ask you advice on relationship-related stuff? No, I haven't come across that yet. And the thing is, I'm not even sure what I would say. The reason being is because me and my fiance met when I was 14. We used to talk over MSN and all that sort of thing a long time ago, I know. I have no experience in, like, modern dating. So I don't know what advice I could really give. Because it's a whole world that I have not been part of. I haven't done any online dating. Unless you consider talking over MSN as online dating. I mean, in that sense, I have. But yeah, I don't know what advice I would give, but I haven't been asked that question, luckily, because I wouldn't know what to say. Oh, that's not an enemy. Yeah, I just wouldn't know what to say to that. So, next question. Were you into Nostalgia Critic, Spoonie, and the whole crew back in the YouTube day? Nostalgia Critic does ring a bell. Is that... He wears a hat and glasses. I'm pretty sure I used to watch Nostalgia Critic. I can't say I watched the other guys that you mentioned. I watched a lot of Total Biscuit. He was someone I used to love watching. Unfortunately passed away, but yeah. The sad times. I used to love watching Total Biscuit. I think Nostalgia Critic and those other people might be a little bit before that time. I can't really remember who I first watched on YouTube. I was really into the Yogscast for a time. Next question. That's pretty common as you get older. Yeah, that's what I thought. People get married and have kids and you never see or hear from them again. I'm 30 and I'm definitely alone more. Only sometimes lonely though. I definitely have to make more effort to cultivate friendships compared to school where you spend hours a day with the same people. So you guys feel pretty much the same way I do then. And this is the weird thing, is we're all feeling this same way. Well, I don't want to speak for everyone here. Some of you are feeling the same way, and we're all in agreement of it. Maybe some of us are feeling lonely right now, but we're all part of this chat and we're feeling it together. It doesn't... I don't know. It's just strange, isn't it? You become older and you become lonely and isolated. I don't know. This is where speaking online does help. You know, joining Discords and having your little niche friend groups online. It does help. But then it's still not the same as meeting someone in person. And I'm single, so friends are often busy with their partners. Yeah, or they're busy with the kids, or work, obviously. So yeah, naturally you just don't get as much free time to hang out with your friends, because you have to go to work all the bloody time, or you've got all these commitments. Oh, there's not really much you can do about it. Excuse me, I just needed some water. But I've still got friends that, like, they're always on Discord. They're always there. I can message them and be like, do you want to play Siege tonight? Or do you want to play some StarCraft? To be like, most likely, yes. Which is, you know, that's great. I love that that's that they're there. Your inner circle changes due to your years, experience and emotional intelligence. I will say that circle shrinks, but ones who stay are the quality ones. Quality over quantity. I do have to agree there. I mean, you wouldn't want to just be surrounded in a hall of random people, although you might make some friends there, but that would be really intimidating, just to be dropped into a hall of random people. That was actually something I had to overcome. When I started working at the place I do now, one of the first things was that I had to suddenly introduce myself to all these students, and I was actually felt very nervous about it. But I found I just forced myself to go up and be like, hello, I'm Jake, what's your name? And suddenly I didn't feel so nervous anymore. But I did have like the hand trembles. I was like, oh god, I'm really nervous. They're probably nervous too, because they're starting a whole new educational year. But it's really intimidating. I've never heard anyone talk about that from like the teaching assistant's point of view, where... Oh god, I no-scoped him. Yeah, the teaching assistant's point of view, where you're there, you're surrounded by new people, even though you're supposed to be the person with the experience, you're there to help them, and you're shitting it, basically. Obviously, I didn't tell them that. Don't even know if anyone really noticed, but just force myself to say hello. My name's Jake. What's your name? And I immediately forget everyone's name because I am terrible at remembering until about like 2 months pass of seeing that person every week, and then I'll be like, I remember your name now. Oh, how did I get that guy? I don't know. I can't remember how I even got onto that tangent. For me, being surrounded by people doesn't stop me from being lonely. During the pandemic, I wasn't lonely because I was talking to my friends all day. Lack of time with friends makes me lonely, not age. So it's an interesting one because I just naturally, I spend a lot of my time at the computer. So I end up talking to people online, especially over lockdown, you know, daily playing games or whatever. And then when we finally saw each other in person, it was very weird. But it did feel very exciting, I must say. Man, lockdown was weird. That's something I feel like not enough people talk about how weird lockdown was. Or I just don't see those videos. Genuine question. Why are you so into COD World at War? What other games are you really into? Love the channel, by the way. Keep it up, bro. Thanks so much for the positive comment there. Why am I into this game? It's just easy to load up. There's no commitments to it. I press play. Oh, God. I press play. I'm in the game. There's no battle passes or whatever. I'm not grinding XP. I'm just here. It just feels old school. Like I'm just here to shoot people and have a bit of fun. There's no like commitments. There's no one in the chat yelling at you, being like, "Why did you do this? You fucked that up." Like I could just go and stand in this area. I could stand here and get shot right now, and no one cares because there's no commitments. What other games am I into? That's actually a really tough question because I'm like always searching for that next game that I can be into. I'm always searching for that game that I can like almost like dedicate my life to. It's like, I don't know if Asmongold said it. I don't know how many of you know Asmongold, but I think he said that everyone's looking for that next MMO that they can just invest themselves, like waste their life at. And I think he is right. It's like we're all just searching for that game that reminds us of, like, it just gets you so into it that it's all you think about. It's a nice feeling to be so committed to a game, so into it. And I'm currently like, I'm in that search mode where I don't have another game that I'm into. I could be into some games, like I'm always on the verge of like waiting for someone to be up for playing StarCraft. It feels like that time's passed, which is sad. I mean, if any of you want to play an RTS game, Warcraft 3 or StarCraft, join my Discord and let's go. That'd be pretty cool. It'd be fun to get like a 4v4 going. Right, where were we? So we've answered that question. So Joshua says, I also feel like kind of like you guys, I don't have many friends, no girlfriend, I'm in my mid-20s. I've stayed single for almost all my life. Jake, you have some wise words and nice gameplay whilst hearing wise words. Thank you. Pardon me for coughing, I was supposed to mute that. Vast majority of folks nowadays are shallow. Being on my own, almost monk-like for the better part of my life. The more educated you are, the more content you are with being alone. The more educated you are, the more content you are with being alone. I don't know, sometimes I feel like I wish I was a bit more stupid. In the sense that ignorance is bliss. Sometimes I wish I didn't know certain things. I'd be happier. Maybe if I knew less about health and fitness, maybe I'd be happier just sitting, playing a game all day. I don't know. Die! No. Okay. Nice beard, bro. Shovels. Thank you very much. Sorry if I keep fiddling around with it. It's an addiction. Having a beard becomes an addiction. Got ya. I've just decided to grow it and just not cut it. I'm actually very lazy, where I hardly ever shaved, and I just decided, why do I keep trimming this beard? Why don't I just let it grow? And I kind of want to grow it out before I start to go grey. Like, can I get a massive Gandalf beard before I get some greys? Because they're coming. I mean, I'm 32, so the greys are coming. I think humanity forgot in general that everyone is a person with emotions. I think it just can be easy for people to let whatever's bothering them get like almost cloud their judgment. Like someone might yell at me on a comment, I take it personally, but they just had a bad day. They're just going through something and they're venting, or I don't know, they're just projecting their own feelings and pushing it onto me because I was the last thing that they watched. And I think that can happen easily on the internet because you forget, like you said, you forget that there's a person behind there. So yes, Mongfish, yes, I can relate to the nervousness of meeting students. I'm a researcher at a uni and find giving lectures to students more intimidating than conference presentations. Oh man, I could imagine having to stand in front of a bunch of people and present. Very intimidating. If I was standing in front of all you guys, if we was in a hall and I was on a stage doing this, I would be very nervous. It would be very intimidating. Just like having to speak to people like that, I don't know. I'd like to try it one day. I actually, I wouldn't mind trying it in terms of inflammatory bowel disease. I've got another channel called Jacob's IBD. I don't upload to it anymore. But pretty much every week I would just ramble on. It's probably a bit preachy. Just ramble on about fitness, health, whatever it is, and in terms of inflammatory bowel disease. And I was close to wanting to get on stage and almost like go on about it there. Obviously, I don't think many people want to hear that, so it didn't happen, to suffice to say. So, next one. When I was in sixth form, we had a form tutor who was probably 21. I was 18. We literally got nothing done because we played video games. Yeah, so, I mean, I see that, not playing video games at the college, but some people are quite young. I think mentally I'm quite young, so I can end up, I'm not very good at enforcing, like, being strict. Not very good at it. Also, I can't think of a better way of wording it, but like if someone's being really silly and bothering me, like one person might be like flicking my beard, I'll be like, oh, could you please not do that? But I'm not very good at being stern, saying like, don't do that, in a way that, oh, I got his head, in a way that actually makes them listen to me, if you know what I mean. I'm not very good at that, I must say. Something I need to work on is being not stern, but I don't know, like almost like getting my point across in a serious way. There's probably a better word for it. It's like not exerting your will, but I don't know. Obviously I'm not very good at it because I don't even know the word for it. So next, chess is the easiest game to get into and then commit to mastering for about 5 years. Oh, hello. And just before that you said, do you think you were lucky for not ruining your eyesight? Well, my eyes are deteriorating, I must say. My vision at this distance is fine, but if I look down the road, I mean, right now it'd be okay because it's a bright day, but as it gets dark, my eyes definitely are degrading, so I don't have great eyesight. Next question. Where are we? There's a wall of text here, and I've lost my place. Are you planning on making a product and selling it here on YouTube? I have no plans for that. I don't know what I would sell. I have no idea. I was thinking about making a guide on how to like stay in shape and all that, because I've already got one actually. I've already got a PDF that I could give away, but it was orientated at people with chronic disease, because that's sort of like, I guess you could call me an expert in that, because I've lived with it for 11 years and got, I don't want to sound big-headed, but got in good shape myself. So I know a thing or two about that, but I don't know what I would do. Don't know what I would sell, I must say. So no, I ain't got any plans for that at the minute. At the minute, it's really just trying to make content. I would like to do more live streams. that's something that, obviously this is the first live stream I've done on this channel. This is something I want to explore more because it could save me time in a way of making a video, or I could get ideas for videos. I got a little bit shaken last week when I released... oh god, did I get him? No. I got a little bit shaken. I released a video which was sort of a follow-up to I Never Wanted a Job, called like Work Feels Pointless. And yeah, the negative reception I got to that video, people unsubscribed, people called me a grifter, which that actually shook me. I was just like, people hate me. Oh no, I fucked this up. That shook me. And it made me sort of question, what am I doing? Like, should I switch things up? But there's a lot of you guys like hearing what I have to say, so I shouldn't let it get to me. And if those people don't like what I have to say, they can leave, and I don't have to hear these negative comments again. Oh, there we go. They can leave and stop listening to me, basically. They probably just don't want to hear what I have to say. But it did shake me, and I didn't know what direction I was going in. So I don't have any plans on making a product because I'm still just trying to work out what the hell am I even talking about here. My sort of idea was that I'm just telling my life story. That's sort of the lens I had. Oh god, there's an ally. That's the lens I had going into this whole thing. I'm telling my life story. This is just the story of Jake. The thoughts of Jake, the things I've been through. I mean, I can't say I wouldn't have one in the future because I have no idea. I don't know what the future will bring. You know, if you asked me just a month, what is going on here? If you asked me a month ago, would you consider YouTube to be a success? I would have said 100% no. No one watches my stuff. Suddenly, things have changed. I mean, I had to sort of convince myself the success of the channel was me making video. I mean, that's it. It should be a success. Even if no one watches it, I express myself somehow. I said something I wanted to say, whether people watch it or not, but... Oh, it's heard me there. What I'm trying to say is that... Oh, he went down. Yes. It's I'm just as confused as you are, basically. I've got a lot of ideas and I'm trying to work through them, but I just need to work out what I'm talking about. I've been answering this question for a long time. But basically, the answer is no. I'm not making a product. So, a book that really opened my mind was How to Win Friends and Influence People. Great book. It does sound interesting. Oh, I'm dead. That sounds like what I need to hear, I must say. Barrel Bomber. Challenge completed. Where are we up to? Jake TED Talk. Right, if I was standing on stage, that would probably last about 5 minutes, and then... Oh, whoa, what the hell was that? My character did not like that. Yeah, I'd have to make a whole presentation or something. Can I stab this guy? There we go. Get down. Okay, Jake TED Talk, where am I at? Hi, how are you doing? Thank you for... Wait, sorry, I thought I read your comment already, John. Hi, how are you doing? Thank you for making videos. Some of them seemed as if you were narrating my life. Nice beard. Thank you very much. Yeah, I do get those sort of comments on my videos. People are like, he's me. He's saying my thoughts. Which is funny. And it's because I guess a lot of us just do think the same. But also, this is where I think YouTube's fantastic. That it pushes your videos to people who would find it interesting. And it almost like connects you. Sorry to clap down the microphone. It connects you to people who are like you. What the hell is going on in here? It connects you to people who are similar to you. In a way, you could see that as a negative thing. It could be seen as an echo chamber. It just fills your life with people who think like you. But at the same time, it's connection. I think YouTube is amazing at that. It's connecting us together. You guys are probably like me because you found the channel. I'm dead. which is amazing. What a world we live in where technology can do that. And a lot of people say the past was better, but okay, there's a guy there. But I think now it's never been easier to find people that you can connect with. Thank you, Aquamax. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. I'm getting completely lost now. I got very passionate about that question. Yeah, thank you so much for the £2. That's amazing. No one has to do that. I'm not asking anyone to contribute, but thank you so much. It means a lot. This whole, you guys watching, it means a lot. It's amazing. Wow, there's some violence going on here. Let's take this guy's pistol. Die! If you told me, like, even I don't know, a month ago, but going back when I was first making gaming videos, it got to be 14 years ago now, that I would actually have people watching the content and even participating in a live stream, I would have said that's crazy. That's insane. And some of my friends, when I said like my video's blowing up, they said to me, well, you've been working at this every week for a year and a half. It's bound to happen at some point. It still blew my mind. It didn't feel real. None of this feels real. This shows you that you just got to actually try and stick to something you believe in. And I didn't even believe in it. I didn't even believe in what I was doing. And one of my friends says that actually scares him, how I could work for a year and a half making YouTube videos and not even believe in myself that it could take off. But it's because I didn't want to delude myself. I didn't want to delude myself into thinking like, oh, it will take off, because there's nothing's certain. I know that's not the best way of putting it, but just because I put work into making a YouTube video does not mean anyone will watch it. So I was surprised when people watched my videos. I've lost a little bit of where I was now. What World at War server is this? It's called Grumpy Old Gits, I think. Oh, it's pretty full now. Grumpy Old Gits or Grumpy Old Players, or it just spoke to me, and it's the lowest ping server on the server list for me. But I thought, I'm a grumpy old git. Excuse me for coughing. Wow, I did not think I would get him. I thought I would get him. So I will catch up with your questions. There's just a lot of action going on right now. Bang. Okay. Questions. So where were we? What server was this? Answered that one. What's your view on dating in? I'll call it our situation, since we're both late bloomers. Have you tapped out, completely thinking of experiencing love still? What's your view on dating in? I'll call it our situation, since we're both... I don't really know. Like I said, my experience with dating is almost non-existent, because I've been with my fiancée since I was 14. I'm 32 now. It's many years. I haven't been part of the dating scene, so I don't really have much advice to say on that. So, next question. What is your housing situation? Do you rent, or what's your ordeal? Seems like you own a house. How some of you can oversay. I don't own a house. Basically, I live with my fiancée and her parents at the minute. That's just the situation that I'm in, and it's a blessing, because I'm able to save, and we're saving up a deposit, and I'm not a very big earner, so I can't afford a place. It is a form of, like, I do feel, I'm not sure how to word it, but I feel like I'm not doing enough. You feel guilty in a way, because I pulled an amount of mortgage that we could get down. There was a time when my earnings were okay, when I was a videographer working with the NHS, and it just all went downhill. That's a whole thing. It all went downhill. I lost all my earnings, so that's my living situation. I count myself very lucky. Yeah, I do. It's a blessing. to be able to save money and to have the opportunity to work on creative things as well. I do sometimes feel like a crazed artist where my hair will be a complete mess. I'll be here writing furiously, scripting a video, or just relentlessly thinking about YouTube. I do feel like a starving artist sort of feeling. Can you get out of the way? Have you played Black Ops 6? I have played it. I don't own it. I went round my friend's house on release and we played it split screen. I decided I didn't want to buy it after that. But it was okay. I played the zombies mode. That's what I was most excited about. Played a little bit of multiplayer. And yeah, that's as much as I've played it. Didn't buy it. So, sorry, I might have missed some of your questions. Joshua, in my young life, I've seen that sometimes in life you get cool stuff that you never asked for. Example, I own 2 scooters. One doesn't work well. Guess how many guys can relate to that? Sometimes you do get cool stuff that you didn't ask for, and it's a blessing. How do you feel when your low effort, bare bones editing rant videos gets far more views than your high effort and interesting ones? Well, the thing is, they're not low effort. I spend loads of time writing the scripts. Some of them are off the cuff, me just talking, but most of them I have sat there for hours writing. So they're actually very high effort. Yes, they're low effort in the sense of I don't do any editing. I have to record me playing a game for 15 minutes and I shove the footage on there. But I put a lot of effort into what I'm saying because it was just I wanted to practice writing. I wanted to practice scripting, and it seemed to be like that's the positive thing, because at the end of the day it's just what you say, it's what your message is. I did practice a lot of talking to camera. Like I said earlier, I have this other channel, Jacob's IBD, which I don't upload to at the minute. But I did a lot of practice of me just standing in front of the camera and rambling. I got quite good at just... Oh, look at that guy. What is going on here? Sorry. Everyone's just standing still. I had a lot of practice of just standing in front of the camera and rambling. And actually, one of my friends was that he's been trying to do his own thing. And one of the things he said was like, oh, I'm jealous at how confident you are on camera. And I had to say to him, I was like, look, I've been doing this every week for 1.5 years. Go back on this channel, go back 1.5 years. There's a video of me. It's like, who am I? I'm sat there, and that was at the start of this whole journey of me uploading. I sound terrible. I have no confidence in myself because I was in a very bad headspace, but I had no practice at speaking, trying to sound eloquent or trying to put my words across, or you know, you get better at it. It's something that you practice. This is a whole different skill. Trying to record, I just saw one of the questions pop up, but recording and playing, like as in like streaming and playing a game, it's hard to do both at the same time. This is a whole different skill in itself, because I get a bit distracted in what I'm doing, and then I get completely lost in what I'm even talking about. Is that an enemy or not? Doesn't matter because he's dead. So, next one. What is your opinion, oh god, on philosophies like Stoicism, nihilism, and absurdism? So, I guess Stoicism would be sort of like what I've been trying to teach myself in a way. Just keep going no matter what. Don't let the thoughts bog you down. It's weird because I've had a whole sort of journey. Whoa, how do these people spawn in front of me? I've had this whole journey of me trying to work on my mind, and I'm still not very good at it. Like, I always have a lot of negative self-talk. Even just like the past couple of days, I'll be like, I'm not worthy. I'm worthless. I don't want to be seen. Like, I went out for a walk and I had my hood on, and I didn't want to be seen by anyone. And it was like letting the negative self-talk win, because I felt like in my mind I felt like I'd ruined my YouTube channel because a couple of people unsubbed and left negative comments. I felt like it was over. I felt like everyone hates me. All my subscribers are going to disappear. Obviously, that's not true. I mean, you guys are here listening to me right now. It's not true, but sometimes you can convince yourself of absurd things because you've only got your mind feeding you lies to listen to. And it's just acknowledging that you don't have to listen to everything your head says. You don't have to listen to all these stupid ideas that you have. And I know it's really hard because literally it happened to me a couple days ago. But there's always going to be these ups and downs. And the problem I find is when I'm in a bad headspace, something's shaking me up, something's put me in a bad state of mind, I default back to that way of thinking. I default back to the way I've sort of always been and trained myself to be. It's like I've trained myself to be unhappy. I've trained myself to be negative. Like I have to really work and be really on point with what I'm doing to maintain a positive attitude. If I don't continue working on my fitness, my health, my diet, my sleep, those negative mindsets creep back in. So this one, Mongfish. I really like the work is pointless video. Not sure how people could like the previous one and not that. I don't know. I think maybe it's because I wanted to do a follow-up video, but maybe it was just too soon. People think I had a lot of comments where people saying I'm just saying the same thing over and over and over and over again. I don't think I am. I might be. I'm not really sure. I guess people got sick of me, but then I guess it's good they get sick of me now and leave, and then the people who aren't sick of me can carry on listening. I don't know. It did wreck my week. I felt like, attacked, I guess. There's that saying like, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Well, it's not true in the slightest because words really do hurt. And like someone said earlier, forgive me, I can't remember who said it. It was about that sort of thing, like the comments, what people say, they forget that you're a real person on the other end of it. And I think that's just really easily done when it comes to, watching a video on YouTube. To them, it's just throwaway content, isn't it? They watch the video, you don't matter to them, you don't exist. It's just like, that video just entertained them for a minute, they had a reaction, left a comment, they're gone. So I shouldn't worry about those sort of things. Local fatty. Why can't I be excited about my future? Sorry, your account name made me laugh. I mean, I've had a lot of time where I haven't been excited about the future. It means you got to assess what is going on in your life, what is making you unhappy. Ask yourself some hard questions. What is it about your life that is unexciting to you? And could you change it? The answer is yes, you can change it, but we just don't know how yet. So I think it's almost like taking an audit of your feelings, taking an audit of how you live your life. What is it about what you're doing that's making you unhappy? Because you can change it. We all have the power to take accountability for how we're feeling and change it, but it's just we don't believe it. I certainly don't a lot of the time. Because at the end of the day, we have total control over how the trajectory of our life to a certain extent, but obviously we can't change everything, but we can take accountability and change what we're doing. Where's this guy that's shooting me? Oh, he's up there. Oh, I just aimed at his head. Sorry if I didn't have a good answer for that. It's a hard question to answer, I must say. And I don't know you, so it's a journey that you're going to have to go on. that you're going to have to figure out. But yes, I've spent a lot of the time, a lot of my life not being excited. And sometimes I feel like I never feel that excitement, like, and I never will again. Is it just because I'm old? Like, I've experienced so many things, nothing's new. Well, I know that that's a lie, because there's so many things I haven't done in my life, but it's easy to convince yourself of that. It really is. I hope that helps anyway. So, where are we? How many hours a day do you dedicate to making videos? I don't have a set amount of time. What is going on there? But I do spend a stupid amount of time making videos. Far more time than I should. There's so many other things I could be doing, like working. I could be working, doing other things that actually generate income, but this feels important. And I get, to an extent now, it does generate income. Not much. Actually generates far less than I even realised. Video with 700,000 views. It's about 100 quid for 100,000 views. Which I don't know if that sounds a lot to you or not much. It was less than I thought it would be. But it is a short video. It comes down to how long videos are. If I could make that video consistently, like once a week, then I would consider this my job, and that would be all I would do. But it's just like I can't. There's so many things I could be doing, which I'm not, because I dedicate all this time to YouTube. But too much time, let's say that. But it's because I'm passionate about it. So we've got a question here. Do you cook yourself? I cook a lot of my food. And that's because I eat very plainly. I like to make the same meal pretty much day in, day out. I've had the same breakfast for, I'd say about 6 years. Same breakfast every day, but I've sort of iterated on what I eat. And lately I've had this, basically the same lunch. I like to call it second breakfast. Going on maybe a year now. I do change what I eat for the second breakfast quite often, but I actually have a video where on the channel where I did film a whole day of eating. I know it's maybe not the sort of content people are that keen on. I think it got about 800 views, but wow, I got him. That is pretty much how I eat even today. In fact, it's going to be pretty much spot on to what I eat today. But yes, I'm very regimented in what I eat. So what led you to this format that blew up? So basically, I was watching a lot of COD commentaries myself, and I had a game. I've got a gaming channel, and I was putting random videos on there because I felt like, you know, I thought this was my channel where I talk about health and fitness and lifestyle, and I try and make videos like that. And then I was like, oh, what I should do is make a gaming channel where these things are separate. Because I don't know how the algorithm works, but I felt like maybe I'm hampering my chances of my content working. But then my friend was like, these videos really cross over. Why don't you just upload one of them to your main channel? So I uploaded, I think, 2 to my main channel, which was The Magic of Early Mornings, where I talk about how I went from being like a nocturnal person to waking up in the morning. And then one where I just talk about how I don't earn that much money. And that was actually of me playing a... What? That guy looks crazy. I got him. That video is not playing Call of Duty, actually. That was playing this side-scrolling game called Inside, which I felt like really fit with my sort of melancholic vibe. Me talking about feeling sad or feeling poor or whatever I was talking about. So anyway, I uploaded those, and they got like double the amount of views that my normal videos do. Someone was like, I should be putting this on my main channel. So what I did was I had this brainstorming session with my fiance, because I was like, 2 heads are better than 1, and I don't like doing this on my own. I want some support. So we just sat downstairs. I've got this big whiteboard, which you might see in some of my videos. And then I just wrote out like all these ideas. And that's pretty much, I thought, You know, it felt like I was on the verge of something, and it turned out to be true. I remember saying to Joe, I was like, look, I feel like we're close to a breakthrough here. Let's just get some content, and I'll film some COD commentaries, because I like watching them. I like watching my own ones when I make them. Let's make some. And that's where it all came from, really. That's pretty much it. So, where were we? Hi Jake, I just watched I Never Wanted a Job, and I feel like my life's very similar as yours. Currently 23, taking a college course. I don't think I even want to do, and I'm just doing it to do something. That sounds very similar to what I did. I can't remember if I said it in the video, but I remember I had to choose what I needed to do at college. So I flicked through the college prospectus, and I landed on IT system support. I remember doing that in my mum's bedroom. I was just like, okay, I'll do this. Okay, now that's what I'm doing. And that's what I did at college, and it was such a DOS. It was an easy course, and I had fun. I played a lot of Black Ops 1 actually during that time, a lot of StarCraft 2. I loved playing StarCraft 2 during those days. We'd go around my friend's house, basically lived at my friend's house. His mum would make us food like pizza and that. She'd give me alcohol as well, and we'd smoke, drink, and then just sit literally like next to each other playing Call of Duty or StarCraft 2 in particular. That's what we was all into. That was fun. But college was a DOS. I didn't know what I was doing. Just to clarify, this is like after school in the UK. I don't know if you're talking about like American college or it's like university, but this was college, so I don't know what that equates to in America. But yeah, for a long time I didn't know what I was doing. Still don't, to be honest. It's hard to be unhappy when you hear this music. Anyway, yeah, I spent most of my life not knowing what I was doing. It's really hard to know what you want to do. It is, especially without like a mentor. This is why I think now, if I had a mentor when I was younger, someone who actually could show me, someone I respected, someone who gave me a bit of direction. Oh, downloaded a map I've never played before. I think that would have changed everything, you know. Having a bit of passion about something and a mentor to take you along that way, I think that could go a long way. And a lot of us don't have mentors or someone to show us the way. I've never seen this map in my life. Or have I? No, I haven't. Wow. Do you guys recognise this map? Is this another COD 2 map? It's cool. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm right there with you. I was lost. I mean, I still feel lost a lot of the time. Especially the other week, like I was saying, when I felt like the YouTube channel is dying. I'm so dramatic. I was like, what am I doing? Should I keep doing this? Am I a complete failure? But yeah, can I stab this guy? Bang! Yeah, mentors. I think we all need a mentor. Hey bro, what server is this? Old Gits having fun. Oh, it says down the bottom, Old Gits having fun. That is the server. There's a load of them, but for me, it's the server with the lowest ping. What is my ping? Currently 24. That's while streaming. And so that's why I chose this server, because I want to have the least laggy experience. I'm dead. Do you record the gameplay footage and commentary separately? Or are you reading the script whilst playing? I'm recording it separately, so I wouldn't be able to read my script whilst playing Call of Duty at the same time. Whoa, you scared me, man. I wouldn't be able to do both at the same time. They're recorded completely separately. I actually go off. There's a room downstairs I go to, isolate myself, hide myself away, and I record the script. Oh, that guy's like a ghost. That's why I like this game. There we go. Sometimes there's moments like that. I love this game because sometimes there's slow moments. Moments when you're not fighting and you hear the eerie music. And it's like a horror game in itself. But new CODs are like action, action, action. Deathmatch, deathmatch. Oh god. Whereas this game allows you to have slow moments. Like now. I'm like, oh, where are they? I can hear the atmosphere. It's a bit scary. I'm dead. Yeah. I don't even know why I'm talking about that. So, Lamp says, hey brother, I just wanted to say I'm really glad I came across your channel. I relate to a lot of the topics you speak about in your videos. Thank you very much, Lamp. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. It means a lot. I'm dead. It does mean a lot. Thank you to all of you guys who are listening to me and watching. It's amazing. I never thought that this sort of thing would happen. And it's really fun, I must say. And I'm glad that me being so bad at Call of Duty has no bearing on what's going on, because I am absolutely terrible at this game. I do get a few shots that I'm quite pleased with. Oh. There's too many people. Yes, so, next question. Words are like bullets. You've got to dodge them mentally. Yeah, they are like bullets. And if they hit you, go down. It's terrible. Ah. I just saw someone's leg flap. Why can't I get this guy? Come here. No! It's okay, I'm just dying here. This bloody flu's got me. Right, the body heals, but the heart can be hurt for years. That is true. And actually, just speaking on that, resentment is something that really hurts. Hurts yourself. I think he just exploded in a pool of blood. Resentment is something that I carried with me after the fallout of my NHS filming career. And it was a real burden. I later, this was only a couple of months ago, that I actually met up with the person I used to work with. And we sort of reconciled, if that's how you say it. Put our differences aside, reconnected, and it felt amazing to be able to do that. And there's a huge weight to holding resentment in your heart. It's not good. Just wanted to say that because it felt so good to be able to put that all to one side. Because for a time it was very like, oh, we hate each other. Oh, like I didn't even want to go to a certain town because I was like, oh, you might see me. Yeah, a whole bunch of shit happened. I won't go into it right now, but basically, resentment. I thought I hit him in the head there. Resentment is something I don't want to live with, and I think it's very painful and it hurts your head. So, NN, I never watched a video just to watch it. I always follow people of opinions that I appreciate and who I find funny. Never left a hateful comment online, just skipped it. No, I have to agree with you, and I do find it strange, the kind of person that would leave a hateful comment like that. Because like we said earlier, and that person who I cannot remember who said it, but they forget that there's someone behind the screen. And like we've said, words are bullets, man. They give you a bloody headache. So another message saying what server am I playing on? It says down the bottom, old gits having fun. I might have said that wrong earlier. Did I say grumpy gits or not? Old gits having fun. That is the server that we're playing on. And it's my server with the lowest ping. It's not my server. I'm just saying I joined it and it's got the lowest ping for me. That's why I joined it. Chuck Norris, absolutely love your content, bro. Resonates so much with me. Thank you so much for watching. I'm dead. I'm glad that it resonates with so many people. It's amazing. But it shows you that we're all not that... We might think that we're weird or whatever, but we're actually surrounded by people that are feeling the same. And I think that's what's great about that video. It's brought so many of us together who feel that certain way. And I guess that just shows you the power of just being honest on the internet. Brings people together. So maybe we all just need to be a little bit more truthful about how we feel. That just blew up. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like I said earlier, it's amazing what technology can do now. Bringing us all together. Do I sound like an old man saying that? Technology is amazing. But it is. We wouldn't be all connecting with each other without it. It's just crazy, like the algorithms have such power to, you know, here's someone that you relate to. Because they know so much about you. They know so much about me that they're like, you might like this guy. He seems to be saying things that you think and you don't even know it. That's just the algorithm, man. Thank you, Gun, for... What is that currency? RSD? I don't know, I must say. But thank you so much. We are all here. We are all the same here, or similar. That is exactly what I was just saying. Thank you so much. So, Plan Solitude. I found it quite autistic as for the... I hope I'm saying the right thing. I found it quite autistic as for the last year and a half. I've been captured by a new interest. Okay. I am now mostly listening to metalcore, post-hardcore genres. My interests and sub-interests are quite focused. That's quite typical, I would say. I mean, I work for a lot of people who are autistic, and one of the things, including myself, I'm not diagnosed, but I did go to a therapist, and she said, "Oh, you might be autistic." She didn't say it like that, but she said, I can't remember what she said now. It was a certain type of autism. But anyway, special interests, that's very normal. We've all got our own special interests, whether you're autistic or not. But I guess autistic people have a tendency to have a deep special interest. And, you know, when you let someone talk about their special interest, it can be very interesting because they're just so passionate about it. Sometimes it can be a bit like, whoa, I'm not ready for this right now, but that's okay, you know. They're just so passionate about it. It's what they live for. And it's good. It's good. It's good to follow the special interests that you have. Because that's, you know, where you have most of your energy. It's like a lot of people think that they don't think they're lazy. People would call them lazy. But it's more that they're just not working in line with how their head works. They're not working in line with their interests. They're like fighting against it. They're told to like, oh, do this job where it saps your energy and saps your soul. When you could be working in a job in line with your special interest, have an immense amount of passion and energy towards it, and succeed. Are feet special interest? Well, I'll leave that open for debate. Are feet a special interest? So that currency was the Serbian dinar. Dinar? Dinner? Dinar? I don't know. Sorry, I'm just not familiar with it. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm not familiar with that currency. I can't say I've got very good worldly knowledge, I must say. So I do apologise. What? Is that guy dead? He's dead. So, where were we? I think I'm missing some of your messages. Jake, have you been to the USA? Sorry, the messages are flying through here. Joshua, yes, I have been to USA. I've been there twice. I've been to Maryland and I've been to Florida. My cousin lives in Maryland. So I've spent time there. I went there basically a skateboarding holiday. And I went to Florida for... Actually, my Florida holiday is on YouTube, so I wouldn't suggest you go and watch it because it's really just a family holiday video, but I filmed the whole bloody thing and uploaded it as an 1.5 hour long video. I wouldn't bother watching it. It's more just a personal thing, but for some reason it's a public video, so if you want to see it, it's there, but... Okay, where were we? I'm sorry if I'm missing your messages. I've seen... This is something I don't even know what it is. So, I see 68 says, is this steam or plutonium? What is plutonium? I get those comments on my video saying, this is plutonium. I haven't got a clue what that is. It's on Steam. I'm guessing it's some sort of platform. Now this is a game. Yes, you are correct. Man. Your name's actually Man. Hello from Russia. Thank you so much for your videos. You are incredible. Oh, thank you so much, Constantine. Because that has Constantine. Yes. Hello to you too. Thank you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Santiago. Hi, I'm watching you from Ecuador, South America. Your videos make me feel nostalgic. I used to play the same video games during the pandemic. It's crazy to think that it's been 5 years. Yes, it is crazy to think it's been 5 years. Oh, that tank just jumped. I played a lot of Warzone during lockdown. Absolutely loved that game. That was a whole vibe playing Warzone during lockdown. Like the menu music, I still remember it was like the soundtrack of the end of the world. I'd just hear that, the Warzone soundtrack. I'd look out the window, there'd be no one out there. And I think, what the hell is going on? Let's get into another game of bloody Warzone and pretend that nothing's going on. Pretend that everything's okay. And I tell you what, I've never played a game that was so exciting before as Warzone. A game that made me so like elated to win, but then it's like it's so crushing to lose. You spend a game like going around looting, and then you die, and that's crushing. But for a game with such high highs, you've got to have low lows. I think. I can't say what it's like now. I don't really play Warzone now, but back then, it was amazing. It was a whole vibe. And I really missed the map. What was it? Verdansk. I missed that map. I know that map so well. I don't know. I know Rebirth Island a little bit, but Verdansk was the shit right there. So, no offensive names. Oh yeah, I kind of forget about the messages of the server. They just plonked them down the bottom. Like no racism, no offensive names. I get a few comments on my videos commenting about that. It's quite funny. So, I've recently discovered that I myself may be autistic. Did I read this one? I recently discovered that I may be autistic. Thanks to your videos. I'm now 23. It just found explanations for such an amount of my strange activities and so on. No, I haven't read this message. Well, that's good that you've discovered that you've got an explanation for these things. I'm not going to seek out a formal diagnosis myself because I don't think it would change much. It wouldn't change anything for me. So, the next question. Dude, this looks better than any current age Unreal Engine 5 slop. It does look pretty good. It's amazing how good this game looks for... I don't even know when it came out at this point, but... I mean, I've got it on Xbox 360, so it was a long time ago at this point. Any chance you'll make your own Goblin Cave? Discord. Well, I do have a Discord. You're welcome to join it. I don't know if it's in the description of this, but it's in the description of every single one of my videos. I do have a Discord. I made it about 1.5 years ago, and it was suddenly people started joining it after some of my recent videos. So there is a burgeoning community on there, and maybe we can use that to, coordinate some like games for us all together. Wow, you spawn in a thing you actually have to crawl out of. This is a map I've never seen before either. Yeah, maybe we can organise some games that we can all partake in. I'd love for us to play some RTS games as well. I don't know if any of you care about any of that, but if any of you want to play some 4v4 StarCraft or Warcraft 3, let's get it on. We could do that for the next live stream. Let's get it on. It sounds a bit sexual, doesn't it? Where was I? So, Maxim says, hey, just recently started watching your vids, and it was a meme. And it was this meme type of he's so me. Oh, yeah. And excited to watch more introspective videos from you coming through. Oh, thank you so much. I did see some of those comments, and they did make me laugh, where people be like, he's me, and then the replies were, he's me, he's me. He's so mean. It's funny. Is this map just huge or something? I'm not coming across anyone. Whoa. So I'm just going to have a quick look around and then I'll catch up with the questions. Uh-oh. No. Oh, he's a strawman. Oh no. This map's huge. It must be. What's it called? I don't think it says the name of the map anywhere. So, the only Plutonia I know is the Doom one. Yeah, I guess it must be some sort of gaming service that I've never heard of, Plutonium. But I've had a few comments saying, like, this is Plutonium, and I genuinely have no idea what they're talking about. Sounds like someone's using a heavy-duty sniper. Oh, he looked away and died. Do you still smoke? No, that was something I did a long time ago, but I did used to smoke quite a lot. And of the special variety, shall we say. Used to vape it. I did used to smoke tobacco when I was in college. What year was that? 2009? I mean, I regret smoking completely now, but yes. That was something that led me to realise how much of an anxious person I am. And I don't know how much that actually affected my anxiety. I've been trying to avoid talking about it in my videos because I don't know how it... Is that an enemy? No. I don't know how it affects monetization, but I could talk about it here on the live stream. It was a big part of my life. And shaped my friend groups as well. You know, we'd all smoke and watch stupid YouTube videos or, you know, just talk nonsense or whatever it is that we're doing. I really don't know this map. But yeah, it really, like, as time went on, it really brought out the anxiety in me. And one video that I've got scheduled actually is me talking about my first panic attack, which was caused by that. I didn't explicitly say that, you know, I was smoking because I just don't know how it works with the guidelines on YouTube. But yeah, basically I'd rolled this big, you know, smoking utensil, and then I was playing Dead Space. Ooh, is that an enemy? Which is this horror game. I was playing it on Xbox 360 at the time. And it just sent me parabolic with anxiety. I had this complete panic attack. What's going on here? Why are the treads moving? I had this total panic attack, and yeah, every time after that, when I would smoke, it would bring on this feeling of fear that I was going to panic again. So I became very paranoid and scared of that. Finally found some people. Oh, he's an ally. Yeah, I'm not quite keen on this map. It's a bit too open for my liking. So, I've smoked weed almost daily since the start of lockdown. I'm only just now seeing how detrimental it's been to my social skills and mental health. Oh, I read your questions in the wrong order. Sorry about that. Yeah, during that time, I was a vapist, shall we say. A vapor. That's probably a better way of wording it. Vapist. You could take that the wrong way. But yeah, it's not something that's part of my life anymore. And it hasn't been for about 4 years. In fact, I stopped before lockdown. I did go to Amsterdam sort of recently. I'm stuck. How do I get out of this place? And I went there to try and battle my anxiety, actually. Oh, I'm getting stuck on everything. What is this map? No. I can't get through this area. Anyway, let's move on. Right, what's the next question? Isn't this world at war? Yes, it is. Astromind, I would love to play StarCraft 2. Zerg, I'm a Protoss player, but I'll play whatever. Let's get it on. Join the Discord server and we can set up a game in the future. Oh, it's a little garage here. So as if I walk down here, is this where I'd work on the motor? Your car needs some fixing. It's got a bullet in it. So, damn, you've been blowing up for sure. Well, you deserve that for sure. But yeah, awesome to see you streaming too. Thank you for tuning in, Akai. Very thankful to all of you for joining me today. Map designers when they want players to get trench foot. Yeah. Walk around the soggy field and then die. I mean, it's probably a good war simulator in that sense. It's followed. It's not very deep trench. Trench warfare was more World War One anyway, wasn't it? There's no one around. There's no one around whatsoever. Well, it gives me more chance to chat with you guys. It seems like a mod map. Okay, so it's not a map from COD 2 or anything. Well, you can tell because the quality's not so there. Is that an enemy? I can't tell. The quality's not so there. No, he's an ally. You got me. You just got me. I play this game out of nostalgia now. I'm modding it as well. Yeah, it's so cool to see that this game's had so much longevity. This really is the modding scene that's keeping it alive. Because, I mean, I don't think it's got the official servers for years. Like, I can't click find game and it takes me to, like, official, like, team deathmatch. That doesn't seem to even be a thing. It's just these mod servers. But it's nice. The game's still playable. The machine gun meta made it nigh impossible to move anywhere without getting shot in World War One. That is true. Have any of you guys ever watched Blackadder? My favourite series of that was when it was... oh God. Is he there? Was when it was World War One. There's a guy right here. Oh, I was about to get him. Try plutonium as well. Well, what is it? Would you mind telling me what plutonium is? Because I've got comments on my videos saying that it's plutonium and I don't know what that is. I'm guessing it's a mod. Right, so questions. I do have some lined up here as well. So, what's one video that you've made that you're most proud of? That's a tough one. Video that I'm most proud of. I mean, I like all of the videos I make that are like commentary style. And like I said earlier, it's one of those things where if I watch the video, I can sit on... Ah, it's an enemy! If I can sit on the toilet and watch my own video, then I think I'm quite proud of it. Because it means I can enjoy watching it back. A lot of my older videos don't meet that criteria. Like, I'll be like, oh, it's a bit too cringy to watch it. It's a bit too cringy to sit there and listen to me talk about whatever I'm talking about. Like, there's one where I'm trying all the biscuits I bought from the shop and ranking them. I guess it was okay, but it was just me trying things. But I can't sit there and... It's like the toilet test. Can you watch your own video on the toilet and be satisfied? Yes. Then you made a video that you're proud of. No. How to play this game, multiplayer. So what I did was I just load it up on Steam and then you can load up the multiplayer one. There's a bunch of community servers there. Plutonium is not a mod. It helps you connect with people that do not have a good IP. This game is old and if a player is not near you, no chance to find players. It's highly recommended. Oh, I see. So it almost creates a official server. Not official, but you know what I mean. Like the normal team deathmatch mode. Because I'm pretty sure that when I level up on this server, it's just tied to this server. Because I've joined other weird servers where they've got like anti-gravity, moon gravity, and you jump around. And that XP was completely separated to that. I just spotted him. So, question here. Do you think you'll ever be truly content with where you are in life? That's a pretty deep question. I think that's something that I'm trying to work on more. It's actually just being happy with what I have now. Because it's like that, people say like success doesn't make you happy. Like say you woke up with £1 million. Yes, it might solve a lot of your problems, but would it make you happy? Or would you just default back to your old ways of thinking? The answer is probably you default back to your old ways of thinking and you might not be very happy even though you've got all this money. So I try to work on being content with where I am now. And a lot of that's just trying to focus on the now. Which has got harder as I've got older. I used to be able to focus on the now very easily. Like, that's all I could think about. All it was like, now. What's happening right now? And then as I've got older, you worry about what's going to happen tomorrow. I wonder if I can get this guy. It's anxiety, isn't it? Anxiety is thinking about what happened in the future, what's going to happen, and depression's worrying about what happened in the past. And I think it becomes easier and easier to worry about the future and regret decisions that you've made as you get older. And then my mind gets stuck in not the present. It makes me unhappy. Does it make you guys unhappy? Ever done an MBTI test? I'm not sure what that is. Is that the sort of personality test? If I've got a bunch of money, I get a computer upgrade and continue doing what I'm already doing with modding and stuff. Exactly, yeah, it doesn't change who you are. If I was given a bunch of money, I would probably just focus on making better YouTube videos. So I'd just be exactly where I am today, but just a little bit richer. But then if you're not happy now, you're probably not going to be happy if you suddenly are successful. It doesn't change who you are. I do think I've done one of those tests before, but it was a long time ago. I could do another one for a video. INF seems to ring a bell. I don't know if that was me or if I'm just mistaken. I thought he was actually using the tank then. I'd have to do it again to be sure. Unique Z. Hello dear, I hope you're doing well. So do you think we play games to avoid something important? Sometimes you can avoid important things by playing video games. Sometimes it's just a form of escapism. Many times throughout my life I've done that, where I've felt really rough or worried, concerned about something, uncertain about the future, whatever it is. So you load up a video game and you forget for a while. I remember one game in particular was, I think it was Vampire Survivors. No, not Vampire Survivors. V Rising. It was a game called V Rising. Now when that game came out, this was just before I was hospitalised with my ulcerative colitis. And I was in a really bad state, and I bought that game on Steam. And I didn't even really like it that much, but it was just, I just distinctly remember sitting right here and playing that just to try and stop thinking about how crap I felt. And, you know, a lot of games are like that for me. I mean, you just reminded me how I've been playing World of Warcraft for so long. For some reason, I've been working towards one of every class at level 60. Why am I even doing this? I don't know. But I have been. And it can be quite therapeutic playing World of Warcraft. It's getting me on a whole tangent of thoughts, actually. It reminded me of something that I did that was really bad. I don't even really want to talk about it, to be honest, but I will. This is so stupid. So I was in a really bad headspace and I was playing Counter-Strike a lot. I kind of alluded to it in my latest gaming video, but I didn't say what it was. I'll tell you guys even though I'm very embarrassed by it. Everyone was getting into the competitor to Counter-Strike. I can't remember what it's called now, but it was like they were like heroes in Counter-Strike. I can't remember what it was called now. Valorant, that was it. Everyone was playing Valorant that I knew. I did not. I couldn't stand it. I've never been into games where you're like a hero. I like it when everyone's like this game, like you're all just a soldier. You're all just cogs in a machine. What the flip is going on down there? Everyone's dead. Anyway, I load up Valorant. I'm not in a good headspace. And I'm about to be in a worse headspace. And what I did was I punched myself in the head twice. Like right here. Bang, bang. I gave myself a concussion. It's the stupidest thing that I've ever done. And I really regret it. And I hate thinking about that I did that to myself. Like I felt like I was at sea for 4 days after that. And it was at that moment I realised that I'm doing something stupid here. Self-destructive. Like, why am I even getting so worked up over a video game? And it's like I said in that video that I uploaded recently. I think it was on Wednesday or Monday, whatever it was, the gaming one. I said that when it felt like it had such weight because, can you move please? I was failing in the game and it was like all I had really going for me. So it felt like I was failing at life. So I lashed out at my own head. I'm not proud of that moment. And that's why I didn't mention it in the video, because it just makes me feel really regretful. Anyway, I wonder how many brain cells or how much damage I did to my brain that day. Very stupid. But anyway, don't let games affect you like that. But if they are affecting you like that, it might be because it's just something that's not right in your life. Something was just not making me happy. Nothing was making me happy, and video games were just making me feel worse because it was a reminder that I was such a failure. So, a couple of messages here. Drowning in a sea of my own inadequacy. Yes, that's how I feel a lot of the time. The sea of your own mind. Drowning in the thoughts. Constant thoughts as well. It's almost a flood, really. Catacomics. Closest I ever got to doing competitive online shooters was Splatoon, and I lasted the longest with Splatoon 1. 2 and onwards, supported organised random groups, ruins the random lobby experience. I don't have any experience with Splatoon, but I can see why the fun may have been sapped out of it without the random games. Like this, for instance. There's no skill-based matchmaking. There's no like organised 5v5. I mean, you could do search and destroy if you wanted. But a lot of the fun is just how casual this is. I'm just here playing Call of Duty. There's no teammates yelling at me. It's not serious. That's why I like it. So yeah, I can see why it becoming more organised maybe hampered your fun. Right, let's try this guy's gun out. Never actually use it with a scope. Oh, well, never mind, that gun's gone. So, SR80 says, I would like to try going to therapy to sort out my mind, but I'm kind of afraid of that, or rather should I say, afraid of what I can find out about myself. Do you have any tips? Well, I have been to therapy, and I can tell you can learn a lot of methods of how to deal with how you're thinking. And a lot of the learning actually came a couple years after I went to therapy. Like, I think back to it quite a lot because it sort of sets you up with tactics, methods, learnings of how you're thinking, why you're thinking certain things, how you react to certain things. Yeah, it was immensely helpful. It was just very, very expensive and I couldn't keep going. If I had the money, I'd probably go again. I mean, I wanted to last week. I would say try it. I you know, with anything new like that, it does seem scary. And all I did to get over that was I searched for people locally to me. I didn't want to do it online. I heard bad things about BetterHelp and all that. I thought, I'll just look for local therapists near me. And I just looked through the pictures of them and I thought, who would I find the person easiest to talk to? And I just picked them. I was like, I'm going to go see them. And I just happened to pick an anxiety specialist who also deals with autism. And it works very well for me. I just got lucky. It was like trusting the gut instinct. So trust your gut. That's what I would say. If your gut says this person might be good, then go with it. That's what I would say. Hopefully it doesn't go amiss for you. But give it a go. If you've got the money to do it, then hell yeah, give it a go. You can always find someone else if you don't like them. Catacomics. Getting paired with randoms against a full squad of people in communication is the absolute worst. Oh yes. Especially because like, when I play Counter-Strike, well I don't really play it now, but when I did play Counter-Strike, I just got so easily like angered. I just had everyone muted. I'd just mute everyone. I wouldn't talk to any randomers. So yeah, I could see what communication was non-existent. Only if it was the people I was playing with on Discord. I think I'd deal with it better now, but I just had such a problem with like, if someone said something the wrong way to me, I'd just be like, oh, I'm so angry. So I tried to mitigate that for myself. I knew it was a trigger for me, so I muted it, I left it. Oh god. I decided not to talk to them. But yeah, that would make a worse gaming experience for the other people. But I always tried to play it with a full team myself. That's the way I enjoy it the most. So, next question. Do you find you frame your experience of the world in terms of video game mechanics? I mean, sometimes, yes. Like, when I go to the gym, it's like levelling up my strength. It kind of reminds me of San Andreas more than anything, like Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, because you can go to the gym in there and slowly change yourself. Or you can get really fat, or however, you can change your character depending on what you do. But yeah, I can see like making YouTube videos is kind of like leveling up because you got all these stats. I think it's kind of useful to gamify things because, I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I've played so many games, it's like how my mind works. So if I pretend I'm leveling up at it, it does make me kind of more motivated to do it. Excuse me, I just need a drink. Do you have any tips to know when a woman is interested in you? I gotta say, I said this earlier, I don't have much knowledge to impart here because I've been in a relationship for 18 years and I haven't been in the dating scene. I mean, I can only, if say like, do you get on? Do you find it easy to talk to each other? Do you have some things that are like, you know, you can vibe with? That's pretty much how our relationship started. Me and Jo. I was messaging her on MSN and we was talking about, I saw her profile picture as Pink Floyd and I was obsessed with Dark Side of the Moon at that time. It was like my special interest at the time. So we talked about that, but I think my opening line was, what would you do if you woke up surrounded by penguins? And for some reason that stood out to her. But yeah, I'm probably the worst person you could ask for dating advice. Some people say like, oh, why don't you make a video about it? About like relationships and that. But I really don't know what I'd say because, oh god, a grenade. We've been together for so long that I'm just so out of touch with dating. Like, I've never used Tinder or anything. I wouldn't know where to start. So, questions. Do you ever feel like you're running out of time? I did before I started committing myself to YouTube, because YouTube was something I kept returning to throughout a lot of my life. And I thought, if I don't do this now, I'll regret it. Like, I never know when... You never know when it's going to end. Like, especially, like, living with inflammatory bowel disease or any sort of chronic disease. You're like... Don't know how long I've got. I'm on some pretty heavy medications, and I don't know how that's going to affect me long term. So I do feel like I'm running out of time. There is no time to not pursue what I want. And what I want to do is make content. And that's what I have been doing for the past year and a half. That's what I've focused on doing. And I guess when I think about it like that way, then no matter what I do, it's been successful to me. Whether it's a success monetarily or views-wise or analytically, it doesn't matter. Because I actually gave it a go. And I can say to myself that I actually tried. I tried before I died. But it does make me sort of... I don't want to be regretful, but it does make me kind of wishful for... I wish I just committed to it sooner. Instead of like... It's like this fear. Why didn't I commit to it sooner? Why didn't I make YouTube videos consistently years ago? I don't know. Bit off topic. I think I've got a fart brewing. Welcome to my world, guys. Oh, that got me. That's one of my special skills right there. So, time never stops. Try to make the most of it. That's damn right. I spent too long living in fear. And it's not even like I was intentionally... Well, I guess, does anyone intentionally live in fear? I don't know, but... I wasn't trying to... waste my time. It just happened. Got caught up doing nothing. Caught up doing pointless things that just don't matter. I don't know. Anyway, so I missed one of the questions. Has it been deleted? Message retracted. No, it's fair to say men also act indecipherably to most women. So it really comes down to both parties needing to establish clear communication and trust. Yeah, that's a good point. Especially like as we get older, I think that's easier to do in a way. There's no like none of this like gossip facade that you have to go through. You can be quite blunt about it. And I guess like I said quite near the start of the stream, I've always been a bit of a truth teller. As in, I find it hard to lie. So maybe that worked in my favour because you're more like upfront about things. Maybe like obfuscating your feelings makes it hard to get a... I don't know, get a partner because you're just not being upfront with how you feel about it. Is there a second PC behind you? Yes. That's my fiance's computer. But it's actually my old computer, which I gave to her. She's currently around her friend's house at the minute. But yeah, she might be in a future stream. I was thinking when Subnautica 2 comes out, that's co-op, maybe I could stream that. Oh, blimey. Maybe I could stream that. We could stream that together. That might be quite fun. Honesty is number one in all relationships. Yes. Even though sometimes it can be to the detriment if you're a bit overly honest about certain things that the other person doesn't want to hear. But for the most part, it's so much easier if you just tell the truth. And maybe if something goes a bit messy because you told the truth, then it might just be better to deal with it. When I say transparency, I didn't expect a fart. Look, it just happened, alright? I can relate massively to your videos. Says Ethan, thank you so much for watching. The game's ambience fits the conversation. Yeah, I really like this snowy map. There's something about this map that I'm really drawn to. The snowy maps in general. Especially it's weird when it's actually snowy outside. It's like it dampens all the sound. Everything's really quiet, and maybe it's like when you get in the shower and you start thinking, because it's like everything's quiet. I think I've missed a few messages here. Lulu, ever experienced prolonged period of being unemployed? Looking for tips to maintain positive outlook? About to become unemployed at 35, getting interviews for similar roles. So yes, I was unemployed, but not. I luckily managed to get the job I currently have at the college, and it did suck. Like applying for all these jobs, basically hearing back from none of them. And then when I did go to an interview, I remember I went to an interview to work at a pharmacy because I'd done a lot of videos about pharmacy for NHS England, and I felt like I knew quite a bit about pharmacy. Like I'd interviewed over 30 pharmacists. I was like, I could work at pharmacy. Just be like not pharmacy technician, like the role where you're just behind the counter to start with. And I went there. I dressed what I thought was quite smart for me. And the guy was just like, look, if you come to this interview, dress smart. You dress completely wrong for this. And I was like, fuck. Fucked it up before I even started the interview. I think I got really lucky with my current job. Because I don't know what I would have done if I didn't get my current job, but I somehow came across as really confident in the interview, like accidentally. I remember going in and I was like, look, I'm a working professional, so like I work there part-time. Well, I still try and do video work other than that. And I was like, I'm a working professional. I don't know why I kept saying that. So like I can only, I don't know. That's what I just kept saying. I'm a working professional. I guess they must have liked it for some reason. I don't know. But yeah, I tried applying for a bunch of jobs, and a lot of jobs just were so unappealing to me. Like I didn't want to go back to working in as a healthcare assistant. I've done that. I call it bum wiping. Like I wiped a lot of bums, and it feels like a step backwards. But that in the town I live in, that's all there is. There's just care home jobs, bum wiping jobs, and the shifts are 13 hours long. It's painful, man. And I just did not want to go back to that. I don't know what to do if you need to get a job now. It's tough, man. It's tough. I guess just keep trying. Something will come up. Something will. There was this YouTube channel I used to watch. It would be like lifting videos, and at the end of it, he would say, "What did he say? If it's all right." In the end, it's going to be alright, and if it's not alright, it's not the end. I love that. It's not the end yet. Oh, it's not the end yet. It's not alright, it's not the end yet. I think that's a really good saying. Anyway, where were we at? Don't blame yourself, the job market is a joke. Yeah, I don't know, it's tough. What game is this? This is Call of Duty World at War. On Steam. College nearly destroyed me. Never graduated. There's no way any available jobs won't. Volunteering is a catch-22, as I feel many of them are just taking advantage of free labour. Do you know, I tried applying for like a YouTube video editing role a while back, and most people just never got back to me. The one person who did was like, oh, here's a trial job. And then it was a lot of work. I had to sit there, review a video, give like editing notes on it. And then he just never got back to me after that. And then I saw them upload the video. They didn't take any of my notes that I brought up. So maybe I was crap at it. I don't know. Yeah, applying for jobs does suck. It's hard. And honestly, yeah, like you said, the job market does just suck. And then you've got all this like automated stuff. Like, ChatGPT will be like, oh, your application didn't meet our requirements, so we're going to automatically reject you. You're not even going to get to talk to a person. Oh, you didn't mention this one thing? You're out. So, I just think it's absurd, the amount of jobs where they leave the job opening up, like, forever. Because I used a website called Indeed, and it would say how long the job opening's been up for. And a lot of them were there for plus 30 days. Like, are they still even looking? And then you apply for it, you hear nothing. And like I said, now you've got all these AIs, and they'll look through the job applications immediately and just reject a bunch of you. And you never hear anything back. You don't even know if a bot's looking at you or a human, or... You never know. And I don't really have many skills to bring to get a good job. Like, I can't code or any of this sort of thing. Do I have any high value skills? Video editing is a skill I do have, but... One, I'm not actively looking for a large role in that, because it just takes up so much time. Like, I'm using those skills for myself, and then I'm not even video editing these, so I'm not even using those skills, but I wanted to use those skills for me. I could probably, I don't know, it'd be so hard to get a job. You have to put in a lot of front-loaded work to build like a portfolio, get your show reel online. Could do it if I put my mind to it, but I'm just, it's not what I want to be doing right now. What I want to be doing is just making content. Wow, that guy flew up in the air. So I've missed a lot of your questions. First full-time semester I took that wasn't time wasting. Game design classes put me into severe depression for months. Oh, sorry to hear that. Smash Brothers Ultimate releasing didn't help my emotional state either. Hated using the character I liked because, oh no, your side B is evil. Yeah, any 1v1 I got is infinite wobble comboed out of nowhere to defend myself. I've never played Smash Brothers competitively. The closest I got was when me and my friends used to meet up. I had an N64. This was quite a few years ago, and then we all had our own characters that we played on Super Smash Brothers. Now, I was always Pikachu. My friends... Yeah, one of my friends was Link, one of my friends was Kirby, one of them was Samus. But only 4 of us could play, so someone had to sit out. But yeah, that was fun. I couldn't imagine playing it online though, that would be for me. I'd be like, we used to love Tekken as well, but then you load that up online, it's like, I was not getting into this just to get absolutely owned. Like, I'd like to have some sort of semblance of like even fun. Right, where were we? I worry that my gaps in employment make employers reject my applications. Yeah, that's another thing as well. They don't like it. They're like, why have you got a gap in your employment? Oh, I don't know. I hate it. Don't even want a job in the first place. They're forcing me. Wow, that was gruesome. Society's forcing me. Wait. The skills you build / grow while doing it for free. Branching out is better than sat indoors in the same 4 walls. Yeah, I mean, working on yourself is the best thing you could be doing, really, isn't it? Building your own skills, building new skills just to get new jobs or whatever it is, expanding yourself would be the best thing to be doing. Instead of streaming Call of Duty. Anyway, so, next question. How do you handle negative comments? Well, I don't. So, for most comments, negative comments, they just go past me. Some of them really irk me in the sense that they almost feel like they're attacking me. like I'm being quite vulnerable being so like open on the internet, so a lot of the comments, they feel hurtful and makes me feel very yeah, like I said, vulnerable. So that's what I think about negative comments. What's a small habit that's improved your life the most? That would be sorting my sleep out. I used to be basically nocturnal, and I thought that I was a person that only liked staying up late. But then in recent years, I've learned that that is not the case. I actually like getting up in the morning. But it became this whole thing where I was actually scared of making any commitments first thing in the morning because I was scared I wouldn't get enough sleep. I was scared I'd feel bad. Letting fear rule my life again. A reoccurring theme here, but I was just scared that I'd feel bad. So I didn't want to I never wanted to book anything in the morning. And when I had a commitment in the morning, this happened a lot. I'd say for a week I did roofing with someone. And he'd be like, right, I'll pick you up at 8 o'clock. And I'd go to bed in time for, you know, so I get 8 hours of sleep. And then I'd end up just lying there, not falling asleep because I was worried that I wasn't going to get enough sleep. So I would worry about not sleeping, then I wouldn't sleep, and I'd just be lying there doing nothing all night, tossing and turning, getting really hot and frustrated. And then I'd end up going and working, feeling absolutely shit. Like, I remember the time it was the worst was I had this job to go and film this like gift card association thing that was going on, like this conference, and it was in London. So what we did was I went up there, stayed in a hotel. It was like a 3-day job where I filmed the whole conference. And I didn't sleep for the whole 3 days. I felt like an absolute zombie. Because I'd lie there in the hotel, and I had I think I had sleeping pills with me. I had melatonin. I took both of those. I ended up lying there, not sleeping. And it's because I was just so worried about it. And I get quite worried and stressed about filming commitments. It's one reason why I don't really look for filming jobs like that in a minute. But I get really worried about it, and then I film. You know, one night's no sleep, I can handle that. I go and film the conference, go back to the hotel. I'm like, right, I'm going to sleep tonight. So I take the melatonin, the sleeping pill, and I lie there in the hotel bed, and I don't get any sleep again. And that happened, you know, 2 more nights in a row. And I was getting the train back from London, and my God, I felt like an absolute dead zombie. That's how much like that worry and fear ruled my life. Like for 3 days I didn't sleep. Felt like shit, like absolutely awful. And this is a regular thing that would happen every time I plan something in the morning. Or do something where I'm not in my own bed. Sleep's been a whole ordeal for me. But since sorting that out, I mean I still have my days. But since most of the time I do sleep well, it's completely massively changed my outlook. It's changed the amount of energy I have. It's changed how positive I feel. There's someone who said it. It was like, when you get a good sleep, everything's possible. After a bad night's sleep, everything feels impossible. I wish I remember who said it, but that quote, I don't know, it just always feels true. Even if I only get 5 hours sleep now, I'm like, oh, everything feels impossible. Everything feels rubbish. Like my brain hurts. Ran out of ammo. Let's try this gun. So yes, sorting my sleep out, biggest change to my life. Couldn't believe it. Actually, I just remembered when I was working in the care home, I denied all night shifts. I never wanted to do a night shift. And then one day they rung up and were like, please do a night shift. And for some reason I said yes. So I do the night shift, and I get halfway through the shift, like it's late at night. and suddenly I'm shaking, and I'm like, I end up getting the nurse to help me. I'm there supposed to be working, and the nurse is helping me. I think she gave me a glass of milk. I never did a night shift again after that. Oh, 10 kill streak right at the end of the match. Right, I just gotta have a sip of water. Right, so I've got some more questions here. How has getting older changed your perspective on friendships? Oh, that's an interesting question. I mean, I think that they've only become more important as time's gone on. Yeah, that's got to be it. Friendships, they only become more important to your well-being and just everything as you get older, because they become so few and far between. Yeah, it's like we were saying earlier in this stream. It's like the isolation and of getting older. I just think it makes it harder to reach out to new people, reach out to friends, even reach out to friends that you used to see all the time. There's like this massive like inertia there. Like, oh, should I even message them? Do they even want to hear from me now? And that was actually where, when I was in hospital with my ulcerative colitis, that's actually where, like, a lot of people from my past, like, they came out, like, some people visited me in the hospital that I hadn't seen in years, and that was a really nice experience. And it's actually one of the things I'm looking forward to. I'm getting married next month, and one of the things I'm looking forward to is actually, like, it's like one of the only times you bring like people from your life together, and you're all there together again. I think that's going to be really interesting. What's your go-to comfort game? That would probably be World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft Classic. There's just something about that game, I can always return to it. It is a comfort game of mine. It's just easy. It's comfortable. I don't have to worry when I'm playing it. I don't even have to think. It's a perfect game to have like a second thing on your other monitor. You don't have to pay full attention to it. You don't get completely engrossed in it. But you can, but that's not how I play it. Ooh. So that would be my comfort game. What's a game that you think is overrated? That's hard to say. I mean, there's games I don't like. Like, I don't like Rocket League. And a lot of my friends do like Rocket League. Would I say it's overrated? Probably not, because so many people like it. It's got to be good. It's just not for me. So I don't know. Every game has its place. I wouldn't say it's overrated. Have you ever been tempted to stop making videos? The thoughts crossed my mind, but I never actually acted on it. Whoa, why is it flashing in there? I never actually acted on it, but I have thought about it. Specifically, most recently, like I've mentioned earlier in the stream, was that reaction to the video I uploaded last week. I was like, started questioning myself, should I be doing this? Do people care? Maybe I should stop doing these COD commentaries. But if I want to be true to myself, then I want to keep going. It would be silly to stop. Especially when I enjoy it. I've been sat here for a couple of hours now just talking nonsense. Well, not nonsense, just talking. So I must like it, right? Would you say that you are fulfilled with your job right now, plus the videos and this channel you do on the side? It does fill a lot of holes, I must say. Yeah, I do get fulfilled from it. I mean, obviously there are the days where it can be boring. Like I have to type up paperwork, or it's just a boring day. But then at the end of the day, the students end up making me laugh or saying something silly. Like the other day, this was a couple of weeks back now, there's this whole debate about which Rainbow Road on which Mario Kart was the correct version. I had some giant diamond in it or something, and it was just hilarious. And it was like one of the students' special interest was talking about Mario Kart. And it was just fun to watch. It's fun to listen to. Yeah, I get a lot of fulfillment out of working at the college because it makes me talk to lots of people. It puts me back in that environment where I'm surrounded by people. You know, there's all those other people that are on all the other courses doing whatever they're doing, and they're just there, like their presence. It's like an energy. So people bring this energy and you feel it. Some days it's overwhelming. Like I have had days where I walk in, specifically on Mondays. Oh, there's someone up there. And there's so much energy, so many people, that it actually sends me into like an anxiety spiral. I've had that before where I've had to go sit in the staff room and I felt like I was going to have a panic attack because it's just so busy. But once I'm actually in the class, it's okay. It's good. Do you find it easier to help other people with their problems compared to solving your own? I would say so. It is hard to pull yourself out from your own situation and look at it objectively. Look at it without all the emotions and thoughts that I have about something. Oh, that was close. But then when someone comes to me with a problem, it's easier for me to see like the solution, as it were. I might not have the right solution, but I can find like some sort of advice in it. Whereas when it's my problem, I might get caught up in my feelings, my emotions, and they'll cloud what I'm trying to solve. Mario Kart Wii was the best until every server became cheater client lobbies, blue shells flying before the race starts. Again, it's not really a game that I've played online. Like I've played Mario Kart Wii a lot. Like I've literally got a Wii downstairs, but I've rarely played it online because it's just very. It's like playing this like casually. I don't know. I do like to load up, have a fun few races on Mario Kart. I couldn't imagine playing it online. Right, so what video topic do you think your audience wouldn't expect from you? Oh, that's a hard question. I don't know. I mean, you wouldn't expect me to make a video ranking biscuits, but I've got one of those on my channel. Or ranking Greggs. Obviously, people don't care about that because no one watched it, but I could make all sorts of videos. How do you come up with your video ideas? So, basically all I've been thinking about is what things have I had troubles with and what things could I describe well. I think about when my dad used to say, write what you know. And for a long time I was writing about, well, I wasn't writing, I was making videos about fitness and health or gym or diet. And it seemed like no one cared, and I was thinking, what do I really know? What can I really write about? Oh, times that I have hated myself, times where I've been scared, times where I've been worried, and suddenly I was writing, and my laptop here is filled with notes where I'm like, the time I had a panic attack, the time I didn't want a job, the time, whatever it was, the time I was scared, the time I went to hospital. Like, there's all sorts of, so many moments, even like recent moments where you're like, I made loads of mistakes, I messed up. What did I learn from it? I've forgotten the question. How do you come up with your video ideas? Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think about things that I've done or experienced, and then I write about it. And sometimes I just think about it and I just say it. Don't write it. But that's about it. So, if you could play one game for the rest of your life, what would it be? I don't know, because I think I would get bored of playing one game. If I could only play one game. That's a hard question. I don't know. I think wouldn't I get sick of playing that one game? What are your favourite game genres to play? I mean, I like FPS games. I like RTS games in particular. I love RTS games. There we go. I mean, I could get down with any game if it's like, if it captures me. Like, I remember playing Vampire Survivors. I never thought I'd be into those sort of games where it's like you're a man, it's like a top-down view, and you kill things around you. That was probably the worst description of that game ever. But you know, it captured my attention. It got me. I think I put like 20 hours into that game. Oh, maybe. I don't know, but any sort of game could capture me. So, I think we're drawing towards the end of when I might come off. Maybe about 10 more minutes. Because my throat is getting a little bit sore and I'm getting very hungry actually. That's been really fun, guys. I'll definitely do more of these streams in the future. So, what's something that you're looking forward to? Something I'm looking forward to? I mean, I'm looking forward to the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, I must say. I'm looking forward to Subnautica 2. If we're talking about games, that is. I'm looking forward to getting married next month. That's gonna be something different. Yeah, there's things to look forward to. What's one thing you wish you had done differently in your life? That's a bit of a heavy question, isn't it? What's one thing I would have done differently? Well, it would be just committing to doing the things that I wanted to do. Oh, blimey, you've scared me, mate. Hi, Jacques. Jacques? Hello. Yeah, so it'd be committing to things that I've been wanting to do most of my life. I remember at one point I wanted to host a skateboarding competition, like a game of skate. That would have been cool to do. Like, put up like £100 prize money. People would have came, they would have played skate, I would have filmed it all. This was like years ago I wanted to put that on, but I never did it. I think just carrying through the things that I want to do, like actually doing them, that's it. So, I've kind of gone through all of these questions now. If you guys got any last minute questions, feel free to pop them in the chat. I think I'll be wrapping this up quite shortly. But I'll open the floor for a couple more questions. Oh, get a bit confused sometimes. It doesn't show the name above their head. This does seem to be one of the maps that they load up quite a lot. Maybe it's one of the fan favourites. I don't know. Will you be having kids? And will you let them game? I do want to have kids. And again, that's something where I kind of wish I had them 10 years ago. Because I've got some nephews and I feel like I've got a lot of energy I can bring to them now while I'm 32. And if I was to have kids today, if they popped out magically today, by the time they're 10, I'll be 42. Maybe I won't have the energy. I don't know. That's the kind of thing I worry about. Like, would I don't know. I just worry about that. Will I let them game? I would let them game. I wouldn't deprive them of video games. I wouldn't force it on them. I wouldn't make them play any sort of game that I used to play. I'd maybe show it to them. They probably wouldn't find it very interesting because my nephews don't care about a lot of my old games. Although weirdly, one of my nephews did like Doom, which was kind of funny. But they're mostly into like Poppy Playtime. I've heard a lot about Poppy Playtime. Or Spider-Man or Minecraft, whatever it is. Fortnite. How do you cope with productivity guilt on the days when the brain just ain't braining? That is a tough one, actually, because some days where I'll be like, I just don't have the energy to do anything, and then I'll actually get annoyed at myself and think, oh, just like I wish I wrote a script, or I wish I worked on this, whatever it is. I will complain at myself and be like, I could have done any number of things. I try and do something productive towards what I want every day, even if it's just something small. Ooh. So that does help. But some days I think like, oh, if I just committed to doing stuff, if I just committed to doing the things that I want to do, sorry, I got distracted by a question there, then I could spend the whole day doing something, working towards something that I want to do. So yeah, there is a productivity guilt. I think the best way is just to write lists. That's the way that I've found helps me a lot. Writing lists that, you know, I want to do X, Y, Z today. Like for instance, I wrote that I have got a to-do list for Thursday. I'm working on 2 scripts, preparing for this streaming, then I've got a couple of things to do after. Just making sure I have simple to-do lists, even if they're just small things, and I actually do them. Stops me feeling that productivity guilt. If you keep active, mate, you should be able to keep it up. Yeah, I like to think that. I do. Ben's asking, are we playing Warcraft 3 later? Yeah, I'm going to wrap this stream up shortly because I need a break. I've been going for quite a few hours now and my throat is hurting, but I'm definitely up for playing Warcraft 3 later. Peter says, kids keep you young. Didn't have mine till I was 40. Oh, nice. And still kick the ball with them at 50. That's lovely to hear. Because that is one thing I worry about, is waiting so long to have kids. I mean, one of my friends had kids. He's the same age as me, and his kids are like 10 years old, so I'm quite far behind. Well, you couldn't really say behind, but behind in that respect. Like, if I had them 10 years ago, well, they'd obviously be 10 years old now, but I just think I would have had more energy to bring to them. But in some ways I worry that if I don't sort out my head, my traumas will rub off on my children. I think I'm in a much better space to have kids now than I was 10 years ago. I wouldn't have been a very good dad, I don't think, 10 years ago. Whereas now, I think I'm in a better space for it. Jake, you're in great shape. I'm sure the ladies are interested. Well, I've got a lady, so I don't need to attract any ladies. But thank you. These World at War servers are wild. Some of the plugins they've got nowadays. They are wild. I love some of the graphics of the maps, like the shaders. They look fantastic. This map, I like these gloomy maps particularly. And it's because I'm a gloomy person. They speak to me. I thought I saw someone in there. But yeah, having kids is something that I worry about because it's like that biological clock. Don't want to have them too late. But what is too late? I don't know. There is no too late, really. Just whenever it happens, it happens. I think it might happen soon, though. That's the thing. This is the normal World at War client. Yeah, it's just I'm just running it off Steam. Just through Steam, no mods or anything. If there's mods, then that's whatever the host has done, not me. You stopped going. Sorry, I've got to repeat his message now. You are more mature now and have more life experience teaching. Yeah, that's right. I think that I was very, very lost in my 20s, especially the early 20s. I don't think that would have helped having kids as well. I was very poor as well, so they wouldn't have been able to have a very good life. Maybe it would have kicked my ass to, you know, provide more. So maybe it would have changed me, probably would have made me mature quicker. I don't know, but I think I'm a lot more in the right sort of headspace to do it now. Combat Jones. I stopped gaming because they don't really make story-driven campaigns anymore. Have you played Baldur's Gate 3? Yeah, that's a very good game. Very story-driven. It's a fantastic game, actually. I think my playthrough took me about 100 hours. Oh, thank you, Cole. I just read your message. I wouldn't call you gloomy. If anything, you're a beacon of positivity. I love that. Thank you. I'm glad that I can bring some positivity. You know, if there's anyone that, you know, whenever I tell myself that I'm a failure, I can't lie, that's like a success right there of what I do. If I'm able to bring positivity to even just your life, then that is a success. It means this whole thing's a win. So, next one. I think having kids too early doesn't give you the chance to figure out what you want as a person. Yeah, I mean, I can't say what it would have been like because I haven't done it, but I think now I'm just in a much more mature headspace and I've figured out how to look after myself better. I wouldn't say completely because I still have my times when I'm not right or I've got my low moments, but for the most part, I'm in a much better headspace, especially compared to late teen years. Oh, bloody hell. Would have been a disaster if I had children, you know, when I was 18. They would have definitely grown up to have some problems. Got problems of my own. Maybe half of it's just going to therapy, you know. It helps you out quite a lot. Help me out. Help me out quite a lot. Baldur's Gate 3 is amazing. Yeah, I love that game. I'm still waiting to play that online. I played the whole of Baldur's Gate 3 split screen, which some people were shocked by, but I'm not buying it twice. You could play it split screen on your PC. But yeah, it'd be fun to play online, but I can imagine it taking a lot of time. Because even just playing it split screen, every fight took like extortionately longer. I was waiting for... I choose something to do like that. And then there'll be Joe would be there like, right, I'm going to do this. And I'll be like, please just use magic missile. Please, like, can we just get through this fight? That is funny. Good times. Fun game. I'll definitely get to that point where I feel like I could play through it again. There's so much to it that I haven't seen. Give Kingdom Come 2 a play as well. It has a great story. That's a game I've heard a lot of positive things about. I never played the first one. Kingdom Come Deliverance, I think it's called. I heard a lot of good things about that game. So that's something I'd be willing to give a go myself. I'd probably start with the first one. So Combat Jones finished Elden Ring and it was so mind-blowing. I just had to put down the controller and haven't picked it up again. Oh, hello there. Yeah, I must say that is a game where I played it and then I never played it again. Like a second playthrough sounds a bit impossible. Like it's... I was so invested in that game for, I'd say about 100 hours I think I put into it. And I couldn't imagine going back to it. Not like Dark Souls 1, 2 and 3. I've played 1 and 2 multiple times. Dark Souls 3 I've only played once. But Dark Souls 1 was amazing. So I think I misspoke there. Dark Souls 3 played once. And Dark Souls 1, I played through that a number of times. It's easy to return to that game for some reason. Hell, I've still got it installed now. Chivalry 2 is great. I've played Chivalry 1 a long time ago. I haven't played Chivalry 2. But yeah, I do remember that game being fun. It's kind of like the FPS world of medieval combat. There we go. Wow, they're just running through here like a conveyor belt. Conveyor belt. Oh! Hello. They came behind me. Right then, guys. I think this is where I'm going to wrap things up. I'll read this last message. It will make you feel like a complete person having kids. Sitting playing games with them will be the best feeling you can ever have. I think that's a nice warm message to end the stream on. I mean, I do get that from playing games with my nephews, but playing them with your own kids, I guess that's a whole nother level. But yes, thank you so much to all of you that have been watching me today on the stream. It's been really fun, and I'll definitely do another one of these very soon. I'll probably put it up as a scheduled stream, so if any of you guys see that pop up, it says scheduled, it will say the date and the time. Hopefully I can make this a regular thing, so I can choose a day that I will be going live. But all of these will just come out as a video on demand on the channel anyway, so you know, you'll see them there eventually anyway. I've got to tab out. This is the one part of World at War that's not good, the tabbing in and out. But yes, thank you so much everyone, and I will see you guys in the next stream or video.